Chapter 289. Green Ghost couldn't find the person he was looking for the entire night. His emotions were on the verge of collapse. Wang Ruping and Tang Huabin stood in front of him, feeling like they were walking on thin ice. Who didn't have a guilty conscience? Wang Ruping was now afraid that something was wrong with him. He definitely couldn't let Green Ghost know that Su Yun and the others were hiding in his house. He definitely couldn't let Tang Huabin know. If Tang Huabin knew, he swore that this guy would definitely sell him out. Because once Wang Ruping was finished, the benefits Tang Huabin would definitely not be a little bit. Tang Huabin's thoughts were even more complicated. He still had a very serious weakness in Su Yun's hands. Now he had already sorted out a lot of evidence about Wang Ruping colluding with the underground forces. Even if Green Ghost didn't look for Su Yun, he had to find Su Yun and give him all the evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes in exchange for his weakness in Su Yun's hands. If that video couldn't be deleted, Tang Huabin probably wouldn't be able to sleep in peace for the rest of his life. Although the two of them were in front of Green Ghost, they each had their own thoughts. They didn't have the time to feel sorry for Green Ghost. However, both of their faces also revealed that kind of depressed expression because of their own matters. Green Ghost had occupied Swang for less than 3 months and had become alone. All the subordinates who had fought with him until now were all gone. This was indeed something that was difficult for anyone to accept. Fortunately, he still had a pair of left and right hands by his side. Seeing the depressed expressions on their faces, Green Ghost thought that they were both sad for him. This was the only thing he felt gratified about. Since we haven't found anyone at all the intersections in and out of Swang, it means that they must still be in Swang, Green Ghost said with certainty. When Wang Ruping heard this, his heart could not help but jump to his throat. Fine sweat could not help but seep out of his forehead. Master Qing, perhaps they will have other ways to leave Swang. They have caused so much trouble. How can they still dare to stay here? The veins on Green Ghost's forehead were furious. This was the answer he didn't want to hear the most. Do you mean that they can still fly away? Let me tell you, the airport is also locked down. Regardless of whether it's a civilian or private jet, they have no chance to leave. I'll say it again. They must still be hiding in some corner of Swang. I want you to find them no matter what. Also, before we find them, we can't relax the supervision of anyone entering or leaving the Swang area. We can't let them leave. Wang Ruping swallowed his heart. Although Green Ghost was sure that they were still hiding in Swang, he was at least sure that he had no idea that Su Yun and the others were related to him. I think Master Qing is right. They must still be hiding in some corner of Swang. It's impossible for him to escape, Tang Huabin said. His words were obviously tit for tat with Wang Ruping. Just now, Wang Ruping said that Su Yun and the others might have escaped. In fact, he didn't mean anything else. He just wanted to excuse himself. However, Tang Huabin felt that Wang Ruping's words were targeted at him because he was the one who brought people to lock down all the roads and traffic stations in Swang yesterday. If Su Yun and the others escaped from Swang, he would bear all the responsibility. Although Tang Huabin and Wang Ruping had always gotten along, neither of them would be soft-hearted when it came to matters that would affect their interests. Wang Ruping was agitated by Tang Huabin's words. His originally relaxed heart was once again raised. Even though Tang Huabin's words didn't mean much, he still felt a hint of innuendo. Chief Tang, what do you mean by that? I was just guessing and didn't have any intention of scolding you. You don't have to be so sensitive, right? Even if there's a 1 in 10,000 chance, I'm just saying it. Since Chief Tang is so confident in his work, I'm sure Chief Tang can catch them quickly, right? You're my leader. I still need Chief Wang to tell me if I can catch them quickly. Tang Huabin was not vague. He had already sorted out a lot of evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes. He believed that he wouldn't be in that position for long. Now that everyone was in danger, there was no need for him to bow and make himself appear too lowly. Chief Wang said that just now. Could it be that those people escaping from Swang have something to do with Chief Wang? I heard that you were the one who asked Miss Ling Jiling out last night. It seems like your relationship is not bad. If Chief Wang wanted to send them out yesterday, I'm afraid my people wouldn't dare to check. If Chief Wang is sure that those people escaped, then I really don't understand what you mean. These words were too vicious. Wang Ruping was stunned. This grandson was too ruthless. It was obvious that he wanted to push him into the fire pit. Even Green Ghost could not help but look at Wang Ruping suspiciously. Wang Ruping was already guilty. Now that he was suspected, he naturally felt even more insecure. He could not help but say angrily, "Tang Huabin, don't pour dirty water on me. Don't you know who helped you to get to where you are today?" Tang Huabin said coldly, "Chief Wang, I'll definitely remember your promotion. But that's that. I'm sure that those people didn't escape. Don't mock me for not doing well." In fact, Tang Huabin was so sure that Su Yun and the others did not escape not only because he believed in his subordinate's investigation, but also because Su Yun had yet to hand over the video to him. He had yet to hand over the evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes. He believed that Su Yun wanted to drag Wang Ruping down, so he believed that Su Yun was still in Suang. Moreover, this person might even take the initiative to contact him. At that time, he could think of a way to take him down and hand him over to Green Ghost. Of course, he would still hand over the evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes that he had sorted out. At that time, with a powerful force like Green Ghost on his side, even if Wang Ruping's case involved him, the higher-ups would not argue with him in order to prevent the balance of power in Suang from going out of control. Everyone understood that it was the lesser of two evils. At that time, Wang Ruping would be the only unlucky one, and he would naturally become the #1 person in Suhang's legal world. Perhaps this was just a pipe dream for Tang Huabin in the past, but it was definitely not now. He could take advantage of the chaos to destroy Wang Ruping. "Tang Huabin, you're thinking too much. I don't have the time to mock you." Wang Ruping was guilty, so he was angry. The two of them kept talking. Green Ghost, who wanted some peace and quiet, couldn't help but fly into a rage. He suddenly raised his palm and slammed it down, breaking the mahogany coffee table into pieces. The priceless purple teapot on the table fell to the ground. Wang Ruping and Tang Huabin immediately shut up and looked at Green Ghost in shock. Green Ghost said coldly, "Why are you quarreling? If you continue quarreling, get lost. I asked you to come here to discuss where to find him. I'm not here to listen to you quarrel." Wang Ruping immediately fell silent. This was the topic he didn't want to talk about the most. Tang Huabin lowered his head and thought for a while before saying, "They don't have anywhere to go in Suang. Today, I'll arrange for people to start investigating all the hotels, regardless of size. Don't let any of them go." Hearing this, Wang Ruping heaved a sigh of relief. That's right. They don't have anywhere to hide. The hotel is the only possibility. Director Wang, based on your experience, should we start from a big hotel or a small hotel? Tang Huabin threw this question to Wang Ruping. Because Suang City was also a famous tourist city in the country, there were countless hotels and guest houses of all sizes. It was impossible to check them all in one day. It was very likely that they wouldn't find anyone on the first day. How could Wang Ruping not understand the principle of kicking the ball around? He immediately waved his hand and said, "How could I dare to show off in front of an expert like Chief Tang? I think Chief Tang must be more professional than me in this matter. I believe Chief Tang must know where to start the investigation. I won't show off anymore." Tang Huabin saw that Wang Ruping kicked the ball back, so of course he refused. "Director Wang, you're the leader. I haven't experienced the rest of the tricks you're playing. You should make the decision on such a big matter. I really can't make the decision on this." Wang Ruping continued to kick the ball back. Green Ghost snorted and interrupted Wang Ruping. "Stop beating around the bush in front of me. You'd better put away the tricks of the government. I don't care if you start from the big hotel or small guest houses. I don't care. But you must find the person for me." "Yes." Tang Huabin immediately lowered his head and said, "Master Green, then I'll start from the big hotel. After all, Ling Jiling is a public figure. I'm afraid she has requirements for accommodation." Wang Ruping was now unhappy with Tang Huabin, so he had to go against him in every way. "Chief Tang, have you ever thought that they might have guessed that you would do this, so they deliberately found a small unlisted hotel to stay in?" Tang Huabin was speechless. He didn't know what to say to refute. He could only clench his teeth in his heart, but on the surface he smiled and said, Yes, Director Wang is really a strategist. If you say so, they might not even be in the hotel. Green Ghost's eyes were cold. But even if there's only a slight possibility, you have to find them for me. Find them and I'll skin them alive. Achoo. Achoo. Su Yun sneezed twice. According to the saying of think, scold, and worry, someone was scolding him. Who could it be? Su Yun could guess with his toes that the person scolding him was definitely one of Green Ghost, Wang Ruping, and Tang Huabin. Forget it. No matter who scolded him, he had to talk to Tang Huabin. In the morning, Su Yun went out to inspect and found that there were police cars at all the intersections in and out of Suang. It seemed that Tang Huabin was really working for Green Ghost. If he didn't talk to him, he might really find him and hand him over to Green Ghost. Chapter 290. Under Green Ghost's arrangements, almost all the forces in Suang, whether it was the police or the underground world, came out in full force to capture the person Green Ghost wanted. No one knew how a female star offended the overlord of Suhong's underground world. Among the underground forces, the only one who knew about this was Zhu Laohei. He knew that Green Ghost wasn't looking for a woman, but Master Yen who was with her. This matter was far more troublesome than he had imagined. Previously, Grandpa Yen had asked him to organize some evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes. However, the evidence he had was completely insignificant. Even if he handed it over to the higher-ups, after weighing the pros and cons, they would not convict Wang Ruping over such trivial matters. Therefore, Grandpa Yin did not appear in front of him again. Brother Zhu, what are you thinking about? Shen Guangming looked at the frowning Zhu Laohei and said, It's just looking for a person, and she's in Suang City. Even if we search one by one, we'll find her one day. There's nothing to worry about. Zhao Xiang also smiled. Yes, so many of our men have been sent out. How can we not find Ling Jiling? I really don't know what sorcery that woman has to be able to charm Master Qing to such an extent. He even said that he'll find her even if he has to dig 3 feet into the ground. Isn't this a bit too exaggerated? Zhu Laohei shook his head and said, You don't understand. He knew better than anyone that the person Green Ghost was looking for was in one place. But he also knew very well that he absolutely could not say it. Unless Green Ghost could guarantee that he could sleep peacefully for the rest of his life, he would definitely die. The 3 mid-tier people in Suang were drinking tea in a tea house while discussing where the person Green Ghost was looking for might be hiding. Most of the time, it was Zhao Xiang and Shen Guangming talking. Zhu Laohei was basically silent in his own world. All the underground forces were involved in this search. Wang Ruping finally understood the feeling of sitting on pins and needles. He had been pacing around the sofa in his office for almost an hour. He had to think of a way to get the person out of his residence. Otherwise, he could lose his head at any time. It was easier to invite the devil in than to send it away. This saying was not false at all. Wang Ruping thought about it for the entire morning, but he still had no idea. He had put down all his work in the bureau. He didn't have time to care about these messy jobs. All the meetings were attended by his subordinates. As for what the higher-ups had arranged, Wang Ruping didn't care at all. The difference between Tang Huabin and Wang Ruping was that Tang Huabin didn't even have time to sit down and take a sip of water. Green Ghost wanted him to deal with this matter as soon as possible. He had to report to Green Ghost every time he checked a hotel. The head of the police station actually submitted to the underground forces. One could imagine how evil Green Ghost's methods were when he first entered Suang. When Feng Qiansui was still in charge of the underground world of Suang, Wang Ruping and Tang Huabin did not dare to act rashly. They had to worship him like a great Buddha, but at least they were not as humble as they were now. Although one of them was in the office and the other was in a hotel, they couldn't help but miss the past. Feng Qiansui was different from Green Ghost. If you respected Feng Qiansui, he would fight back. But Green Ghost was not like that. If you respected him, he would suppress you. No one wanted things to develop like this. Wang Ruping angrily smashed the cup on the desk to the ground. This was not the life he wanted. He used to be brothers with the leader of the underground forces in Suang, but now he was as cheap as a grandson. Sad, extremely sad. Tang Huabin was so busy the whole morning that he didn't even have time to pee. Huatian Hotel was the last 4-star hotel in Suang. If he still couldn't find her here, then he would have to take his people to a 3-star or lower hotel to find her. He didn't believe that a domestic A-list star like Ling Jiling would stay in a small hotel. Let's first block the entrance and exit of the hotel, block the stairs and elevator, and then search the rooms one by one. After Tang Huabin ordered his subordinates to do things, he hurriedly ran to the toilet in the corner of the lobby on the first floor of the hotel. This really suffocated him. Finally, after solving the urgent problem, Tang Huabin's eyebrows finally relaxed. It felt good, his lower abdomen felt good, but Tang Huabin's head didn't feel good. Where were Ling Jiling and Su Yun? Tang Huabin was still very afraid of Su Yun. More importantly, he didn't know who this guy was. Why did he want to mess with Wang Ruping and offend Green Ghost? This guy was really bold. He offended the people he couldn't offend in Swang. Who was he? No matter who he was, Tang Huabin felt that taking down Su Yun was definitely beneficial to him. At the very least, he could get Green Ghost to help him get the video of Su Yun threatening them with a gun and personally admitting that he had killed someone to destroy. Tang Huabin thought about this as he pulled up his pants. His eyebrows that had just relaxed were knitted together again. But before Tang Huabin could tie his belt, the back of his head was grabbed tightly by a strong hand. Then, his face was mercilessly stuck to the white tile wall of the bathroom. No matter how white the tile was, it was still the tile in the bathroom. Tang Huabin was instantly enraged. He shouted angrily, "Do you know who I am? Let go right now. Bastard. I'm Tang Huabin from the city police station. Let go. Do you hear me?" But the more Tang Huabin shouted, the harder the hand grabbing the back of his head was. In the end, Tang Huabin grimaced in pain. His nose that was stuck to the wall of the bathroom was about to be broken by that person. "Of course I know your bureau chief Tang. Long time no see. How have you been? Have you collected the things I asked you to collect for me?" When he heard this voice, Tang Huabin was dumbfounded. How could he not recognize Su Yun's voice? Tang Huabin, who had been furious a second ago, instantly became weak. That feeling was like a pervert who had just been seduced by a beautiful woman in sexy underwear. But that beautiful woman turned around and said with a rough voice, "Sawatika, Thailand is the place with the most transvestite, you know? It's you." Tang Huabin put away his arrogant attitude, and his voice instantly dropped. "How did you know I was here? Are you staying in this hotel?" Su Yun smiled and released the hand on the back of Tang Huabin's head. "Why would I stay in a hotel? Was I waiting for you to find me? I've been following you all this time. Was it very hard to find me?" Tang Huabin could finally raise his head from the seemingly white but really dirty wall. Hearing Su Yun's words, he didn't even have the time to wipe his mouth. "I don't want to be enemies with you. Green Ghost asked me to find you. I had no choice. But I definitely didn't want to capture you. I just wanted to inform you that Swang is very dangerous now. You have to find a way to leave quickly. I really have to thank you for being so considerate of me," Su Yun said directly. "You're doing this to get that video back, right? Don't worry, as long as I can leave Swang safely, I'll definitely give you the video. Of course, in order to prevent you from suddenly selling me out to Green Ghost, I also made some preparations. Now, I've already stored that video in my mailbox. If I don't set a delay before midnight every day, it will automatically be sent to the mailbox of a discipline inspection committee leader. So, Bureau Chief Tang, you have to help me. If something happens to me in Green Ghost's hands, then..." Tang Huabin's face instantly turned pale. This wasn't a joke. That video was definitely his Achilles heel. If that video was sent out, not to mention his dream of taking Wang Ruping's position now, he might not be able to keep everything he had. No. Tang Huabin couldn't believe the consequences. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead. "No, please don't. I can cooperate with you whatever you want. I only have one condition. Don't send that video out. I beg you don't do this. This is all up to you. Bureau Chief Tang, you haven't done what I asked you to do," Su Yun said lightly. "I've collected all the evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes. I've collected all of it. When do you want it? I can give it to you immediately." Tang Huabin was very busy. In order to protect himself, he didn't care if Wang Ruping was the person who promoted him. The two beasts had always been in cahoots. When faced with the threat of a tiger, both of them hoped that the other would be eaten, and they would be the lucky survivor. Looking at the entire struggle in Huaxia's officialdom, these two people were really incisively and vividly reflected. When there were common interests, everyone was good friends and brothers. They flattered each other and benefited together. When threatened, all friends and brothers could go to hell. As long as they could protect themselves, other feelings were bullshit. Su Yin shook his head. I remember that I told you that you should personally hand over the evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes to the relevant department head of the Discipline Inspection Committee. I don't want it. It's useless to me. If the criminal evidence you found is irrelevant to Wang Ruping, what's the point of it to me? You should cooperate with the work of the Discipline Inspection Committee and investigate Bureau Chief Wang properly. Tang Huabin's forehead exuded beads of sweat. He really didn't expect that Su Yin would want him to be so ruthless. If he couldn't bring down Wang Ruping, then he would really be killed by Wang Ruping. Then he had to use a strong drug to make Wang Ruping unable to turn over. Chapter 291. After Su Yin hid, a young man in uniform rushed in while unbuttoning his pants. He didn't seem to expect that his boss would be in the toilet. After being stunned for a moment, he hurriedly said, "Good morning, Chief Tang." Tang Huabin almost slapped him. Why didn't this bastard enter the toilet with me just now? That way, Su Yin wouldn't have had the chance to attack me alone, and I wouldn't have had my entire face stuck to the wall above the urinal. Thinking of this, Tang Huabin felt disgusted. But after all, it was for no reason, and Tang Huabin had no reason to scold his subordinate. In the end, he relied on his strong endurance to suppress his anger. Su Yin is still here, he told himself over and over again. At this time, the young policeman seemed to be in a hurry to urinate. A stream of water shot up from his crotch, but it didn't go into the urinal. Instead, it sprayed high up on the wall above the urinal. Tang Huabin's face immediately turned deathly pale, because the height of the water column hit by his subordinate was the same as the place where Su Yin pressed his face. After all, young people were full of energy. When Tang Huabin was young, he also peed 10 feet up against the wind. Now that he had more women, his body was hollowed out. Sometimes, when he peed with the wind, it would drip onto his shoes. For a moment, Tang Huabin had an illusion that his subordinate's pee was sprayed on his face. The anger that he tried to suppress just now couldn't be held back anymore. You have a toilet on your face. Get out of here and find him. Before you find him, don't King lie on a lazy donkey. The young man's chrysanthemum instantly tightened, and the water that he hadn't finished peeing seemed to have been turned off. After dripping 2 times, he didn't dare to continue. Chief Tang, I really can't hold it in anymore. Even if you can't hold it in, hold it in. If you can't hold it in, then get out of here. Go home, and pee however you want. Don't come to work tomorrow. Tang Huabin's face trembled. He was so angry that his whole body trembled as he left the toilet. He didn't want to stay in there for a second longer. After Tang Huabin left, the young policeman who was scolded for no reason couldn't help but spit out the word, F***ck. Su Yin was very happy to hear this. As long as he controlled Tang Huabin, he would have the ability to leave Su Heng at any time. As long as he controlled Wang Ruping, he would have the ability to hide in Su Heng. Now that Su Yin had both of them under his control, he was sure that they were safe for the time being. After returning to Wang Ruping's place, Chou Yun and Ling Zhiling didn't do anything to make Su Yin angry. Even if they were suppressed here, they didn't dare to go out again. They understood Su Yun's difficulties, so they didn't blame him for being angry in the morning. Wu Yuandong was the only free person, so things like going out and purchasing fell on him. Wang Ruping's car had been kicked off by Green Ghost and had been sent for repair. Wang Ruping found another car. At the same time, in order to make Wu Yuandong less eye-catching, he also found him an old Santana 2000. It was at least a local Su Heng brand. Compared to the exaggerated Mercedes-Benz RV, this Santana 2000 definitely wouldn't attract anyone's attention. As long as one was working for the government, one would know that it was the Justice Bureau's car just by looking at the 3 numbers at the beginning of the license plate. Therefore, Tang Huabin's people wouldn't dare to investigate him. After Su Yun came back, Ling Jiling told him a piece of news. Boss would just called me to inform me. Huh. Do we still have to continue shooting the commercial? Su Yun almost forgot about this problem. Once they appeared in public again, it would be difficult to hide the truth. After all, the flagship store of that brand was in a very prosperous area in Suhang. Ling Jiling was also a celebrity, so it would be too easy to find them. This matter couldn't be taken risks. It seemed that Su Yun had to ruin Zhou Meiyan's matter for their safety. He had to find a way to explain this matter to her. No, Boss Zhou said that we don't have to shoot the commercial anymore. Ling Jiling said. He said that we can play in Suhang for a few days before going back. Don't have to shoot? Su Yun was slightly stunned. What was this situation? Could it be that Wu Yuandong called Zhou Meiyan to inform her of everything that happened here? So she said that? Leaving a way out for himself? But that couldn't be right. If Zhou Meiyan knew that Su Yun had gotten into trouble in Suhang, she would definitely bring people over without a second thought. The green bamboo tree in Jibei was not to be trifled with. She didn't lack people by her side. Putting aside the fact that Zui Yeming, who was called Cobra, was her biological brother, there was also the big blade Rakshasa, Wang Zhe. According to Su Yun's guess, Blood Yiksha should still be in Sky Entertainment, protecting everything left behind by the old man. Therefore, if Zhou Meiyan knew that Su Yun was being bullied in Suhang, she wouldn't just stand by and do nothing. It wasn't that Su Yun hadn't thought of asking Zhou Meiyan to help him before, but the reason he didn't say anything was very simple. He couldn't let Zhou Meiyan know that he had saved a woman. If Zhou Meiyan knew, even if she saved the person, she would definitely deal a fatal blow to the woman that Su Yun had risked his life to save. Su Yun knew this green bamboo tree too well. Normally, she looked like the smartest woman in Jiangbei province, but if something had to do with Su Yun, she might become the stupidest woman in Jiangbei province. In the matter of the Jibei Tang family, Su Yun was certain that if Su Yun hadn't repeatedly affirmed that Tang Jia was just an ordinary friend, Zhou Meiyan definitely wouldn't have helped. She might even have instigated those people to break up the Tang family. This woman's mental state couldn't be described as sick, but it wasn't normal either. However, Su Yun didn't blame her, because he knew why Zhou Meiyan had become so sensitive. Speaking of sensitive pain, who didn't want to talk about it for the rest of their life? Everyone had a past and a pain that they didn't want to talk about. Su Yun glanced at Wu Yuandong, and Wu Yuandong shook his head. He knew what Su Yun meant. He shook his head to tell Su Yun that he definitely hadn't told Zhou Meiyan about this. Why aren't you filming anymore? Su Yun looked at Ling Jiling in confusion. Director Pierce was arrested the other day. After a 24-hour interrogation, it seemed that his hobby of having sex with prostitutes was exposed. He was also suspected of inciting a crowd to cause trouble, so he was fined and detained for 15 days. Now he doesn't have a director at all. How can he shoot the commercial? Ling Jiling explained. According to Mr. Zhou, Mr. Isolde is quite angry. He's very dissatisfied with this matter, and wants to change the director. He doesn't want to shoot in Swang anymore. He said that the police here are really unfriendly, so it's hard for him to have a good impression of this city. He said that he'd rather shoot the commercial in Los Angeles. Su Yun was secretly delighted. You mean to say that there's nothing for the two of us to do? You don't need to take those photos for us, do you? Haha, finally, you don't have to worry about me wearing so little. Of course not. Those photos are needed. Mr. Titch said that you're the best model he's ever photographed. Ling Jiling shrugged her shoulders. However, these photos should be placed abroad. Mr. Isolde has begun to doubt the market of Huaxia. It seems that he won't do any promotion in Huaxia in the near future. This was because he understood that the rich people in Huaxia would never buy things that were famous in Huaxia. They would always prefer luxury goods that were sold overseas at extremely high prices. So he's going to enter the European and American markets. As long as his brand is famous in the European and American markets, he won't have to worry about the lack of Huaxia buyers. Su Yun was also convinced of this. After all, Huaxia people's ability to buy luxury goods was greater than that of all the people in the world combined. This was beyond doubt. No one could deny it. Huaxia people are rich. Huaxia people are really rich. This was what Su Yun's friends in Europe and America had said to him. Huaxia tourists were generous. The famous department store in Paris received an average of 10,000 Huaxia tourists every day. It had a special Huaxia customer service department. More and more international brands on the Champs-Élysées began to hire Chinese-speaking staff. Many Europeans and Americans were very confused. In the news reports they read, the per capita GNP of Huaxia was only a fraction of that of Europeans. Why was there such a big discrepancy between the news reports and what they saw? This was something that many foreigners could never understand. They didn't understand why a country with such a low per capita GNP could have such a high spending power. 70 to 80% of the world's luxury goods were bought by Huaxia people. This didn't make sense. Since Mr. Isolde's awareness was so high, Su Yun thanked him. He really helped him solve a super big problem. Now Su Yun only needed to wait for Tang Huabin to throw the evidence of Wang Ruping's crimes to the Commission for Discipline Inspection and Supervision, and he could be ready to use Tang Huabin to take them away at any time. It seemed that Su Yun really needed to urge Tang Huabin. Tang Huabin didn't need Su Yun's urging at all. After leaving the Huatian Hotel in the morning, Tang Huabin didn't go out with his men to investigate. He took the information of Wang Ruping's evil deeds and trembled to the door of the Commission for Discipline Inspection and Supervision. As long as he took this step, there was no turning back. Just when Tang Huabin was hesitating whether he should go in or not, a person suddenly came from behind him and patted him on the shoulder. It's Director Tang. Long time no see. Why are you looking for me this time? What information is this? Before Tang Huabin was ready, the information in his hand was directly taken away by the Secretary of the Commission for Discipline Inspection and Supervision. Tang Huabin braced himself and walked in. Chapter 292. Perhaps even Su Yun did not expect Tang Huabin to make a move so quickly. He immediately warned Wu Yuandong not to drive the car with the license plate of the Justice Bureau. It was too dangerous. Even if he drove his own Mercedes-Benz RV, at least he would not be taken away for investigation directly. The High Disciplinary Officer of Suang immediately issued the order to control Wang Ruping. Before Wang Ruping could even figure out what was going on, he was informed that his personal freedom had been restricted, and that he was going to be isolated for investigation. Furthermore, he was clearly told that it was to prevent him from stalling for time, escaping the investigation, or even colluding and escaping. That was why he was directly subjected to two rules. Wang Ruping, who had been carefree for half of his life, was taken away from his office just like that, causing the entire Justice Bureau to fall into a panic. All the people who had colluded with Wang Ruping were thinking in their hearts. Even Wang Ruping could not protect himself. It must be a big matter. No one dared to say that they would not be the second person to be subjected to double discipline. In Huaxia, the news of these government agencies and public institutions spread faster than online multimedia. Soon after a few phone calls, everyone knew that it was Tang Huabin from the police station, who reported the bad things that Wang Ruping had done before. He also revealed all the evidence of bribery, as well as the fact that he had covered up and condoned the evil deeds of the underworld organizations, as well as the huge amount of wealth of unknown origin, and all the other things that Tang Huabin knew. As for Wang Ruping's crimes against women, Tang Huabin didn't report it. If he did, it would implicate him too much. Moreover, Wang Ruping was really a useless eunuch. Although he would sometimes do some humiliating things to women, it was only limited to the surface. He wouldn't leave any substantial evidence because he didn't have the function of a man. The matter of Tang Huabin reporting Wang Ruping only took an afternoon to spread throughout the entire Suang. Some people said that Tang Huabin did a good job. This was called disregarding one's own family. The position of the police chief was not in vain. Although he usually did nothing, at the most critical moment, he eliminated the biggest pest in the Suang judiciary. This was because everyone knew that during the period when the new leaders of Huaxia took office, they were cracking down. The people who were caught at this time would not have a good ending. Of course, some people said that this was a dog-eat-dog situation. There was a conflict of interest between the two dogs, so Tang Huabin was so desperate to get rid of Wang Ruping. After all, he had to testify for these criminal evidence, and many of them involved him. Even if he was forced, as long as Wang Rupiang's criminal evidence was established, it would be difficult for him to escape some trouble. Therefore, many people guessed that if he was not desperate, he would not have done things so ruthlessly. There were also some who believed that Tang Huabin had found a stronger backer. To a certain extent, he no longer needed Wang Rupiang to support and take care of each other. If Tang Huabin took advantage of this opportunity to get rid of Wang Rupiang, he would instead be able to obtain a promotion in rank and power. After all, the position of the Justice Bureau was a position of great power. It was much better than him being the chief of the police station. At least now, the gangs led by Zhu Laohe Zhaoxiang and Shen Guangming were all obedient to Wang Rupiang and would not be servile to Tang Huabin. For a time, there were many opinions. As for who was more reliable, it was really hard to say. At least Green Ghost was not interested in these messy sayings. He did not understand why Tang Huabin would give Wang Rupiang such a heavy blow at this critical moment when he needed people. Although Green Ghost did not care about Wang Rupiang's life or death, he needed him at this time, so he was furious at Tang Huabin. What kind of medicine did you take? Why do you have to report at this time? What benefits do you get from reporting Wang Rupiang? Can you get promoted or get rich by reporting him? After Green Ghost called Tang Huabin home, he flew into a rage. He needed Wang Rupiang to do his hands and feet. Tang Huabin's actions were equivalent to cutting off his hands and feet. Naturally, Green Ghost was furious. Tang Huabin clearly knew that although Green Ghost would be furious, he would definitely not do anything to him. Because if Wang Rupiang was Green Ghost's left hand, then Tang Huabin was Green Ghost's right hand. Green Ghost lost his left hand at this most difficult time. So Green Ghost would not be stupid enough to cut off his right hand again. Master Green, he is the one who is heartless. I am the one who is unrighteous. Tang Huabin could now throw dirty water at will. Anyway, Green Ghost could not find where Wang Rupiang was taken to. He has always wanted to mess with me. Master Green, don't you feel that something is wrong? When you asked me to think of a way to bring Ling Jiling home, you said that Wang Rupiang had no other way. So you asked me to think of a way. When I did this, it was not that I did not pay attention. It was just that Lin Jiling's bodyguards were too powerful and almost took my life. After I couldn't do it, Wang Rupiang actually took the initiative to tell you that he could ask her out for supper. Do you think he is deliberately messing with me? He wants to show that he is better than me. He wants to show that he is better than me in front of you, so he did it on purpose. He must have made an appointment with Ling Jiling before. Otherwise, he would not have put on such a show. Green Ghost's face changed slightly. He seemed to have heard something strange in Tang Huabin's words, especially when Tang Huabin said that he must have made an appointment with Ling Jiling before. Now Green Ghost could be sure that Ling Jiling and Su Yun must have an inextricable relationship. If Wang Rupiang was related to Ling Jiling, then Wang Rupiang and Su Yun would also be related. Thinking about how Tang Huabin said that Ling Jiling had bodyguards around her, Green Ghost could not help but suspect that he had fallen into a trap that Su Yun and Wang Rupiang had dug for him together. This was definitely a trap. No wonder Wang Rupiang's expression was so strange that day. No wonder the 360-degree surveillance outside the Lakeside Scenery District did not capture the scene of someone invading. It must have been Wang Rupiang who drove them in. Green Ghost, who suddenly had a great realization, felt his blood rush to his heart. His throat was sweet, and he actually spat out a mouthful of blood. That bastard Wang Rupiang actually dared to play with him like this. After Green Ghost figured everything out, he only had the thought of tearing him into pieces. Tang Huabin did not know that Green Ghost was thinking so much in his head. He thought that his words were so perfect that it could make Green Ghost so angry. Green Ghost used all his strength to take 3 deep breaths and adjust his unstable blood. He only had one thought now, and that was to kill Su Yun and Wang Rupiang. There must be a lot of people around Wang Rupiang, so Green Ghost knew that he had no chance to make a move. However, it was much easier to kill Su Yun. Take me to where Wang Rupiang is staying now. After Green Ghost adjusted his chaotic state of mind, a cruel and bloody smile appeared on his face. He finally understood why he could not find Su Yun, Ling Jiling, and Cho Yun in so many hotels. It was very simple. Since they had colluded with Wang Ruping, they must be hiding in Wang Ruping's house. Even if you used your butt to think, it would not be difficult to guess. Tang Huabin was stunned. He did not understand what Green Ghost meant. He definitely won't have a chance to go home now. Master Green, we won't be able to find him even if we go. Who said I'm looking for him? I finally understand how that bastard snuck into my lakeside scenery. It turns out that Wang Ruping is colluding with him. Ling Jiling, that little slut, must be in Wang Ruping's house too. I'll let you know whose world Swang belongs to today. The more Green Ghost spoke, the more vicious his eyes became. In the end, they flashed with a faint green light. Tang Huabin could not help but shiver. Tang Huabin did not want Su Yin and the others to really hide in Wang Ruping's house. If they were caught by Green Ghost, wouldn't he be unable to cancel the timed mail before dawn? If that video was released, his ending would not be any better than Wang Ruping's. Master Green. It can't be? Tang Huabin said carefully. I think that no matter how bold Wang Ruping is, he won't be hiding those people, right? Green Ghost said confidently. My deduction will definitely not be wrong. You'll know when you get there. The person I'm looking for must be in Wang Ruping's house. Because the most dangerous place is the safest place. That bastard Wang Ruping must be under their control. Let's go now. Let's go. I want to personally get rid of the person who caused me to fall to this point. Tang Huabin was a little scared. Seeing how confident Green Ghost was, he had to believe that Su Yin might really be hiding in Wang Ruping's house. After all, he had seen Su Yin's courage. He dared to find him in the bathroom of the Huatian Hotel at noon. He was definitely a fierce person everywhere. Tang Huabin firmly believed this. If Su Yin was really in Wang Ruping's house, he would be in big trouble. Thinking of this, Tang Huabin could not help but take out his phone to inform Su Yin. Fortunately, he knew the phone number of Wang Ruping's house. As long as he made a call, he would be able to confirm if there was someone there. Seeing Tang Huabin take out his phone, Green Ghost's sharp eyes shot over. Why are you taking out your phone? Are you going to inform someone? Now Green Ghost did not dare to believe anyone. If Wang Ruping betrayed him, he did not doubt that Tang Huabin would betray him as well. Tang Huabin shuddered under Green Ghost's stare. He hurriedly explained, I'm just looking at the time and estimating how many minutes it will take to get there. I definitely have no intention of informing anyone. Master Green, please don't misunderstand me. If I betrayed you like Wang Ruping, then why would I do that to him? I'm definitely not in the same league as him. I will never betray you like he did. I swear. Swearing was just a casual thing in their mouths. Tang Huabin often swore to his parents that if he did something wrong, he would be struck by lightning. He also often swore to his wife that he definitely did not touch any woman outside. If swearing was really useful, then he would have been struck by God long ago. Chapter 293. Tang Huabin, who had been hoping that Su Yin would die in the hands of Green Ghost, now had his thoughts completely changed. He had been praying along the way, praying that Su Yin wasn't in Wang Ruping's villa in Fugui Garden. Along the way, Tang Huabin's car was definitely not fast. Under Green Ghost's repeated urging, he reluctantly overtook a few cars. Seeing that they were about to reach Wang Ruping's residential area, Tang Huabin's heart was in his throat. Master Green, why don't we not go? What if someone inspects his house sees me? I'm afraid that there will be some misunderstanding. Tang Huabin explained. But according to the current procedures, if Wang Ruping didn't confess, his personal property wouldn't be seized for a while. Although Green Ghost didn't understand the procedures, his answer was very straightforward. What does it have to do with me if they misunderstand? Wang Ruping is not clean. What do you think you are? Take me in right now. I don't care if someone inspects his house. I want to find the person hiding in his house. Green Ghost didn't want people from the Commission for Discipline Inspection to alert the enemy. The moment he entered the residential area, he was even more certain that he had come to the right place. This was because he smelled that scent. This was an instinct. His instinct told him that the person he was looking for was hiding in this residential area, hiding in Wang Ruping's house. Tang Huabin had no other choice. The only thing he could do was pray. As he prayed, he drove the car to the entrance of Wang Rupiang's villa. The villa looked very quiet, and there was no one inside. However, Green Ghost's face was bloody and ferocious. Green Ghost couldn't wait to get out of the car. His vicious eyes swept across the entire two-story villa. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Looking at the faint traces on the ground, Green Ghost had concluded that there was definitely no one living here. I've worn out iron shoes in fruitless search, only to find it by chance. You guys really know how to find a place to hide. Humph, although the most dangerous place is the safest, it is also the most dangerous place. Green Ghost muttered to himself, and the sneer on his face gradually disappeared. Suddenly, Green Ghost's entire body exploded with a powerful aura. His entire body was like a swallow as he directly jumped over the wall of the villa. He raised his foot and directly kicked the heavy security door. The villa's door heavily fell to the ground with a loud bang. Green Ghost went straight into the room. Tang Huabin was instantly dumbfounded. In his heart, he muttered several times that he was done for. It seemed that the person Green Ghost was looking for was really here. No, he couldn't let Green Ghost kill Su Yun. He had to make Su Yun delete that timed email. Master Qing. Wait for me. Tang Huabin didn't care about his image anymore. He climbed onto the car and barely managed to climb over the wall. Fortunately, he had a few years of training in the police academy. He jumped into the courtyard and rolled forward to reduce the gravity. He then quickly got up and rushed into the house without caring about the dust on his knees. However, after Tang Huabin rushed into the room, he didn't see anyone. He only heard Green Ghost's hysterical roar on the second floor. Where is he? Bastard. Come out. Su Yun. I want to peel your skin, pull out your tendons, drink your blood, and eat your flesh. You and I are irreconcilable. Phew. Tang Huabin didn't know why, but he actually heaved a sigh of relief. Being able to hear Green Ghost's shouts meant that the person he was looking for wasn't here. While thinking, Tang Huabin's gaze fell on the tea table in the middle of the living room sofa. Obviously, if it was only Wang Rupiang drinking tea alone, he wouldn't have used so many cups. The scattered tea sets on the tea tray proved that there had been at least 4 to 5 people drinking tea here at the same time. Tang Huabin walked closer and touched the electric kettle with his hand. It was actually still warm. Tang Huabin's expression changed. It seemed that Green Ghost's guess was right. Su Yun and Ling Jiling were indeed hiding in Wang Rupiang's house. But this way, Tang Huabin was a little confused. Why did Wang Rupiang let Su Yun hide in his house? And Su Yun still wanted him to find evidence of Wang Rupiang's crimes. Wasn't this biting the hand that fed him? Or could it be that Su Yun originally wanted to kill Wang Rupiang, and he was just using him? Thinking of this, Tang Huabin couldn't help but shiver. Could it be that Su Yun was also just using him? Once he lost his value, he would treat him like Wang Rupiang? No, this definitely couldn't go on. Tang Huabin had to get that video. Green Ghost smashed around on the second floor to vent the anger in his heart. He was very clear that all the signs indicated that there was someone in the room just now, but why did they notice his arrival? The angry Green Ghost was a little emotional. He walked down the stairs and saw Tang Huabin walking towards him. He immediately lost control and suddenly raised his leg, kicking out like an arrow. This kick landed squarely on Tang Huabin's lower abdomen. Before Tang Huabin could even understand what had happened, he had already been sent flying. His body landed heavily on the coffee table in the living room, causing the teapot and teacups on the table to fall to the ground. Without waiting for Tang Huabin to complain, Green Ghost stepped forward and pulled him up by the collar. He said with a ferocious face, "Was it you who informed them? Was it you? Did you and Wang Rupiang already collude to mess with me? Where did they go? Where are they? Master Green, you've wronged me. I blocked the road for you overnight and searched the hotel for you during the day. Even now you're still suspecting me?" Although Tang Huabin's abdomen was in severe pain, fortunately his bones weren't broken. He knew that Green Ghost had held back. He wouldn't cripple him. They colluded with Wang Rupiang. How could I know where they are? If you don't believe me, then just kill me now. I've done so much for you, and all I get in return is suspicion. Master Green, you've really hurt me. Looking at Tang Huabin's tearful performance, Green Ghost loosened his grip and let him go. Green Ghost swore that if he still had people he could use, he wouldn't have suddenly stopped when he kicked. He knew that Tang Huabin couldn't die. Tang Huabin was too useful to him. Chief Tang. No, Brother Tang, I lost control just now. Sorry. Green Ghost actually apologized to Tang Huabin for the first time. This was enough to show that he had no one to use now. If Tang Huabin didn't sincerely help him, then Green Ghost would really be alone in Suang. Therefore, he had to capture the people he could use. Green Ghost knew very well that Wang Ruping was under arrest. If something happened to Tang Huabin, no one would have the power to mobilize so many police forces in Suang. Green Ghost didn't expect those underground gangs who were unconvinced by him to help him. He had never smiled at those people since he came to Suang, so he wouldn't let those people know his current situation. Otherwise, those people would definitely hit him when he was down. Tang Huabin knew very well what Green Ghost was thinking. If it wasn't because he saw that he had the ability to help him, Green Ghost wouldn't have lowered his head in front of him. Although Green Ghost took a step back now, Tang Huabin wouldn't take a mile after taking an inch. At this time, Green Ghost could explode at any time. He didn't want to provoke him. Master Green, I think we should leave first. This place might have people from the Commission for Discipline Inspection at any time. Tang Huabin looked around. Staying here was definitely not a good thing. Moreover, Tang Huabin also had some selfish motives. He was afraid that Su Yun and the others had temporarily gone out. If they suddenly appeared in a moment, wouldn't it be troublesome again? Green Ghost knew that there was no point in staying. Since they smelled danger and left, they definitely wouldn't appear again. A cunning rabbit had 3 burrows. The nest that was discovered would definitely be abandoned. Ling Jiling didn't understand why Su Yun left Wang Ruping's house and returned to the suite at the Waltz Hotel. Brother, didn't you say that Wang Ruping's house was the most dangerous and the safest place? Why did you leave? Su Yun smiled slightly. Before, Wang Ruping's house could be described as the most dangerous place and the safest place. But now it is simply the most dangerous place. Wang Ruping has been taken away by the 2 rules. Green Ghost will definitely cause trouble for Tang Huabin because of this. Tang Huabin will definitely take the opportunity to splash dirty water on Wang Ruping. Although he doesn't know some of the connections between Wang Ruping and me, he will definitely tell Green Ghost that there is a relationship between Wang Ruping and me. His goal is to delay his own responsibility. Last night, only Wang Ruping drove to the lakeside scenery, so Green Ghost will definitely know that Wang Ruping betrayed him. Of course, he will go to Wang Ruping's house. After listening to Su Yun's words, Wu Yuandong really admired him. How meticulous was his thinking to be able to consider so many things. An hour ago, when Su Yun said that he wanted to return to the Waltz Hotel, Wu Yuandong said that he was crazy. But now that he thought about it, Su Yun's analysis was not wrong at all. Cho Yun supported Su Yun's actions unconditionally. She knew very well that Su Yun would not go down the wrong path, so when Su Yun said that he wanted to leave Wang Ruping's house, she was the first to understand and support him. Ling Jiling didn't quite understand after listening, but she basically understood the main idea. She thought for a while and nodded. It seems that the Waltz Hotel is now the most dangerous and the safest place. Yes. Su Yun nodded. Green Ghost would definitely not believe that Su Yun and the others would return to the Waltz Hotel. After all, they had set a trap for Green Ghost here. Of course, the room registration this time was under Wu Yuandong's identity. They also entered the hotel in the underground parking lot in a low-key manner, so no staff noticed them. Now Wu Yuandong only cared about one question. Brother Su Yun, when are we leaving? Although this is a relatively safe place, it is not a place to stay for long. Maybe Green Ghost will come back. We have to find a way to leave as soon as possible. Su Yun lay comfortably on the sofa. Brother Dong, you are right. Staying here is not a long-term solution. Don't worry, we will leave tonight. Chapter 294. Wang Ruping was taken to a place that even he didn't know was controlled by the people of the Commission for Discipline Inspection. He was very clear about the meaning of the 2 rules, and he also knew that he had no personal freedom. Sometimes people needed to accept reality. However, Wang Ruping couldn't understand why Tang Huabin would mess with him at this time. Now wasn't the time to play tricks, unless he was forced by someone. After all, Tang Huabin should be very clear that once Wang Ruping was involved, Wang Ruping would definitely expose many of Tang Huabin's shameful matters. This was simply 100 harms and no benefits to him. In the face of questioning, Wang Ruping's performance was still very calm. He believed that the people above him would find a way to protect him. What he had to do was very simple, which was to push all the things to Tang Huabin. Before you investigate me and ask me to explain, I want to talk about Tang Huabin. I'm sorry, Chief Wang. Before your matter is clear, we are not interested in anyone's problem. Our task is to investigate you. Secretary Zheng of the Provincial Party Committee has also given a strict order to investigate and deal with your matter strictly. Now the meaning of the above is very clear, so you'd better be mentally prepared. The young disciplinary inspector Yang Ming smiled. Investigating Wang Ruping was an opportunity for him to vent his anger. He was very clear about Secretary Zheng's meaning this time, so he had no scruples. Chief Wang, I really didn't expect you to have this day. I still remember when I first entered the Commission for Discipline Inspection 3 years ago, I accidentally offended your subordinate, Fan Mingxi. You are really protective of your subordinates. Hee, I was miserable enough, but you didn't expect that I would climb up again in the county below. Wang Ruping didn't remember this kind of small character at all. He really didn't expect that he would meet the small character he had previously messed with at this time. Moreover, this kind of small character would actually show off in front of him. Could it be that the ups and downs of the world were truly like the Wheel of Fortune? I just want to say that if I'm not clean, Tang Huabin can't be any cleaner. Wang Ruping snorted. Young man, a starving camel is still bigger than a horse. I see that you are also a man in your 30s. Don't you even understand this? Yang Ming snorted. Chief Wang, you don't think you still have a chance to go out, right? With these things you have committed, no one can protect you. No one will let the black veil on their head become unstable in order to protect you. You still don't understand the situation, do you? Young man, you can't even imagine how big my umbrella is, do you understand? Wang Ruping could only think of ways to stall for time. At this time, it was very necessary to think of a way to threaten the people investigating him. Whether he could live a comfortable life during this period of time depended on whether he could threaten the investigators. Chief Wang, you better stop dreaming. Yang Ming said. No one will protect you. You should wake up early. Don't blame me for not reminding you. Even if you expose everyone, you won't be able to pull anyone down. The provincial committee has already made a decision to treat you as a model for the entire country. Don't play this game with me. If you want to live a better life, then cooperate with the investigation. Also, it's best to clarify your relationship with the Wei family. How much illegal benefits did they get from you? You should take the initiative to confess. Wang Ruping glanced at Yang Ming and didn't say a word. He wouldn't say anything. After all, Wei Yechen was his godson in name, but in fact he was his own son. Even if he was done for, he had to leave something for the next generation. Don't say? Sure. Then I'll see how long you can last. Yang Ming didn't care about this night. He had enough time to watch Wang Ruping's eyes. Although Tang Huabin had his personal freedom, he didn't have it easy. He was busy during the day and continued to help Green Ghost to block the road and investigate people at night. He was also worried about when Su Yun would come out and return the damn video to him. Finally, hard work paid off. Su Yun really contacted Tang Huabin. Tang Huabin felt that it was very strange because he didn't leave his phone number with Su Yun at all. In fact, when Su Yun pressed Tang Huabin against the toilet wall in Huatian Hotel, he took out the phone from Tang Huabin's pocket and dialed his own number. Then, for safety's sake, he deleted the call record. He had to be able to find Tang Huabin at any time, but he couldn't let Tang Huabin find him at any time. This was because if Tang Huabin figured out the real reason behind Su Yun's actions, he might change his mind and counterattack at any time. Therefore, Su Yun wouldn't let Tang Huabin take the initiative to contact him. After Su Yun dialed the number, he didn't speak for more than 10 seconds. Tang Huabin understood who the other party was. I've already handed in all the materials. Wang Ruping has also been taken away by the disciplinary committee. Now the entire Swang knows about this. You should return the video to me now, right? Sure, Su Yin said bluntly. Since Tang Huabin took the initiative to bring up this matter, then Su Yin was sure that Green Ghost wasn't with him. If he was with Green Ghost, he definitely wouldn't dare to admit that he was in contact with him. Where are you? Tang Huabin's eyes lit up. As long as he got the video, then everything would be fine. By then, no matter how Wang Ruping bit him, he was confident that he could handle everything. The only thing that mattered was the video. He wasn't afraid of anything. Su Yun's answer almost shocked Tang Huabin to death. I'm at the Waltz Hotel. It's still the same room. What? Tang Huabin was shocked. You didn't go to Wang Ruping's house. Su Yun smiled slightly. It seems that I didn't make a wrong bet. Listening to what you said, you and Green Ghost have already visited Wang Ruping's house? Hee, there's no harm in telling you. I did go to Wang Ruping's house, but now I feel that the Waltz Hotel is safer. However, I'm worried that Green Ghost will find this place again. After all, he's very smart. He should know where the most dangerous and safest place is. So, I want to leave Su Hang tonight. As long as you're responsible for sending me out, I'll give you the video. Tang Huabin was stunned. He had not guessed wrongly. Su Yun would use that as leverage to blackmail him into helping him with this matter, so he replied very calmly. All right, then it's a deal. Director Tang, I like your mentality of being prepared. Then I wish us a happy cooperation in advance. After 20 minutes, I'll wait for you at the underground parking lot of the Waltz Hotel. You can follow our car. Once we get on the highway, you can take your video and leave. Although Tang Huabin knew that this condition sounded a little too much, it wasn't a big deal to exchange for the video that was very important to him. So, Tang Huabin didn't need to do any mental struggle. I'll only send you to the highway. No, it's to the highway, not the highway entrance. Su Yun smiled. If we're only at the exit of the highway, you have the ability to immediately get the people from the neighboring city to block us. I need to get to the next exit of the highway before I can put you down. Once I get off the highway and take the national highway, you won't be able to guess my route. Don't you think so? This guy is really careful. Tang Huabin gritted his teeth. Okay. I'll listen to you. I'll see you in 20 minutes. It's best if you take a taxi here alone. Su Yun hung up the phone after saying that. Wu Yuandong was impressed as he listened. Su Yun's arrangements could be said to be very strict. He did not give the other party any chance to take advantage of him. It was no wonder that Su Hong's Wang Ruping and Tang Huabin, the two old foxes in the officialdom, would be so well used by him. Because every step they took was within Su Yun's control, they could only listen obediently. Finally, she could leave. Ling Jiling finally breathed a sigh of relief. She swore that this was the most incredible experience in her life. Although it was frightening, she had unknowingly fallen in love with this kind of excitement. She even had a trace of anticipation for Su Yun to bring her through this experience again. However, Su Yun wasn't interested in this kind of thing. Su Yun didn't want anyone around him to be in danger. Cho Yun still regretted her rash action this time, but in the end, it was a blessing in disguise. At least after Su Yun arrived, not only did he save her, but he also gave Green Ghost a head-on blow. Although he didn't fight Green Ghost head-on, he made Green Ghost suffer a big loss. Although Cho Yun expected Su Yun to fight Green Ghost head-on, Su Yun directly avoided it. She knew why Su Yun avoided it. It wasn't because he was afraid, but because Su Yun was worried that once they fought, he would need the help of Cho Yun and Wu Yuandong. If Green Ghost hurt her or Wu Yuandong, it would be unacceptable for Su Yun. After all, Su Yun didn't have any tacit understanding with them. If he had Green Dragon and the others around him, Su Yun would definitely fight Green Ghost without hesitation. Then he had absolute confidence. The reason he avoided it now was because he didn't want to take risks and hurt the people around him. After all, Green Ghost wasn't someone to be trifled with. 20 minutes later, Tang Huabin appeared at the agreed place on time, and was directly pulled into the car by Su Yun. I don't have to say what to do, right? Now all the cars at the intersection are checked by your people, and even more so at the highway entrance. I know all of this very well. So you'd better not play any tricks. The video is still in your hands. I definitely won't mess around. Tang Huabin saw Ling Jiling and Chou Yun in the car. He was still a little absent-minded and envious of Su Yun's luck with women. It's best that you know. I'll leave the rest to you. Su Yun smiled. I'll thank you first. Tang Huabin's smile was very forced. What kind of thank you is this? This is a threat. For his future, for his everything not to vanish. Tang Huabin could only endure it. After enduring it, everything would be fine. Chapter 295. When the Mercedes-Benz RV driven by Wu Yuandong arrived at the entrance of the Suang South Expressway, the 6 uniformed police officers next to the 2 police cars vigilantly stopped them. Seeing this kind of car with a foreign license plate, they would raise their spirits. Everyone wanted to see how the usually arrogant female star offended the local tyrant. Even their boss was trying his best to find out the truth. Get out of the car, get out of the car. Open the back door. We want to check who is inside. After the police officer in front of the car forced Wu Yuandong to stop, he directly knocked on Wu Yuandong's window and shouted. Wu Yuandong smiled helplessly. Brother, what are you checking this time? If you want to check the car, I can give you the driver's license and the vehicle license. There is no need to check the people inside, right? This is a bit of a violation of privacy. And the people in the car are not people you can afford to offend. Privacy? Do you have privacy in front of the police? What we want to check is privacy. Who knows if you got this car from selling women and children? Stop talking nonsense and open the back door. The police officer waved his hand impatiently and shouted. I don't believe that the person sitting in your car is the king of heaven. Wu Yuandong smiled and pressed the electronic button to control the back door. The electric door at the back of the car opened slowly. 2 young police officers stretched their necks and went over. One of them shouted, I want to see who is inside that we can't afford to offend. As soon as he said that, a familiar face appeared. Tang Huabin blocked the car door with a sullen face. He looked at the group of stunned subordinates expressionlessly. You've got guts. You even dare to block my way? Do you want to die? I'm telling you. I'm going to send off the leader in the car. You really don't have any eyesight. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hearing this, the 6 young police officers immediately prepared to send a police car to clear the way, but they were immediately stopped by Tang Huabin's roar. Don't you know what is low-key? You want to cause trouble for the leader. You don't need to clear the way. Check the other cars for me. Yes. The 6 of them expressed that they would do their best. Tang Huabin hurriedly pressed the electric switch of the car door. When the car door closed, he let out a sigh of relief. Although these guys were his subordinates, if they knew that he was playing the game of stealing, and if word of this spread to Green Ghost's ears, he would be in big trouble. Chief Tang, it's really a big loss for our country's acting industry that you didn't go to the drama academy. Do you want Sister Jiling to introduce you to the entertainment industry? Su Yun joked. When the door was opened, Su Yun, Chou Yun, and Ling Jiling were all sitting on the bed in the depths of the RV. So as long as no one came up, it was impossible to find them. Tang Huabin was blocking the door, so his men naturally did not dare to say anything about checking. Tang Huabin smiled bitterly. I don't have that kind of life. It's good enough that I can make a living like I am now. It seems that the temptation of power is still greater than money. Chief Tang really knows the logic behind this. Su Yun knew that Tang Huabin and Wang Ruping had done a lot of evil things together. Many artists who came to Suang to perform were threatened and played by them. Chief Tang, I heard that you have slept with a lot of female stars. Do you feel a sense of accomplishment? Not really. It's not really a sense of accomplishment. I'm just playing around. Tang Huabin confessed to this. After Ling Jiling heard this, she could not help but feel a surge of anger. This kind of person was especially hateful to her. She had also heard that many sisters in the circle had been taken advantage of by this kind of bastard. People like you should go to hell. Hearing Ling Jiling's curse, Tang Huabin did not dare to refute anything. He could only sit there awkwardly and laugh dryly. Su Yun saw from the window between the cabin and the cockpit that Wu Yuandong had already driven onto the highway. He told him to stop 2 kilometers ahead of the next exit. After instructing Wu Yuandong, Su Yun turned around and counted with his fingers. Then he said to Tang Huabin, "Director Tang, I really don't know if you should go to the 17th level of hell or the 18th level of hell." Tang Huabin stared at Su Yun with his eyes wide open. He did not understand what he meant by these words. "It must be the 18th level," Ling Jiling said bluntly. Then she thought that Su Yun's words must have something to do with Su Yun. She asked again, "What's the difference between the 17th and 18th level?" Su Yun shrugged his shoulders. "I haven't been there, but I have heard some legends. Legend has it that the 17th level of hell is called the Grinding Stone Hell. People who spoil the 5 grains, thieves, corrupt officials, and people who bully the common people will all be sent to the 17th level of the Grinding Stone Hell after they die. They will be directly ground into meat paste by the grinding stone. Then they will be reconstructed into a human body and ground into meat paste again." Ling Jiling could not help but widen her eyes. Her expression was full of horror. Cho Yun did not think much of these legends. She did not believe these things. She knew that Su Yun said these words for the corrupt official next to him. Although Tang Huabin was not interested in feudal superstitions, Su Yun's vivid description made him break out in a cold sweat. His originally awkward smile froze on his face. Of course, according to Director Tang's conditions, it is also possible to go to the 18th level of the Chainsaw Hell. There are officials who deceive their superiors and deceive their subordinates. There are also people who abduct and molest women and children, or officials who are unfair. Su Yun looked at Tang Huabin with a smile. "Director Tang, don't you think so?" What could Tang Huabin say? Other than smiling apologetically, what else could he do? What is the Chainsaw Hell? Although Ling Jiling was afraid, her curiosity overcame her fear. She wanted to know what kind of torture these people would be subjected to after going to hell. "Hee, Miss Ling, that is all feudal superstition. Hee, it's just something I said." Tang Huabin denied the idea of hell before Su Yun could speak. Su Yun would not let him be so comfortable. "Yes, feudal superstitions are not to be trusted. But I think it is better to believe in some things than not, especially in the 18th level of hell. There are so many stories that have been passed down for so many years. Those who have accumulated virtue while they were alive will definitely think that there is no such thing. Because these people will go to heaven after they die, to paradise. And those who have done many evil things may really go down." Tang Huabin's expression was very awkward, but he did not say anything. Su Yun was clearly cursing him openly, but now that he had something on him, what could he say? He could only listen obediently. "Hurry up and explain." Ling Jiling could not wait any longer. She pointed at Tang Huabin and asked Su Yun, "If he goes down to the 18th level, what will happen to him?" Even though Ling Jiling was pointing at his nose, Tang Huabin still forced a smile. Yes, I am also quite curious. Saw hell is to strip a person naked and tie them to 4 wooden poles in the shape of the Chinese character. Then, the person is turned upside down, and from the crotch to the top of the head, the person is slowly sawed into 2 with a saw blade. Su Yun spoke very eloquently. Just thinking about the scene made one's hair stand on end. Tang Huabin only felt his crotch tighten. He really wanted to go to the toilet. Although there was a toilet in the RV, he could not open his mouth at all. And even if he did, he was afraid that he would be rejected, so Tang Huabin could only endure the heat and not pee. Finally, the car began to turn on the double flashing lights to slow down, and slowly approached the emergency lane on the side of the highway, and finally stopped. Su Yun knew that Wu Yuandong did as he said, and the next exit should be very soon. "Director Tang, give me your phone first." Su Yun smiled slightly. "Although we are old acquaintances who have a very good relationship, I think it is better to be careful." In order to get the video, Tang Huabin would not care even if he had 100 phones. After he took out the phone in a hurry and handed it to Su Yun did not hesitate to crush the screen of the phone with 2 fingers in front of him. Then he returned the phone to Tang Huabin. Tang Huabin was stunned for a moment, but he still obediently took the phone. Then he looked forward to Soo-Yun giving him the small video camera. At this time, the electric door in the back of the RV opened. Tang Huabin could get out of the car and leave at any time with what he wanted. However, Soo-Yun unexpectedly said to Tang Huabin, "Director Tang, thank you for sending us here. Since there is nothing else, you can get off here. Oh, by the way, you must pay attention to your safety when walking on the highway. I suggest you walk in the direction we are going. There are only 2 kilometers to the next exit. Otherwise, it will be a long way for you to walk back." Tang Huabin did not care how he went back now. As long as he gave him the video, he would be willing to crawl back. "Hee, Mr. Su, you don't have to worry about that. I will find a way myself. That video. Hee, you should return it to me now, right?" "What video?" Soo-Yun was stunned and looked at Tang Huabin blankly. "Director Tang, I don't understand what you mean. Video? I don't have a video." Tang Huabin's face changed. "Soo-Yun, we have an agreement. I will send you out, and you will give me the video you recorded in the hotel that day. How can you go back on your words?" When he heard that Soo-Yun did not admit to it, Tang Huabin's face was uglier than a pig's liver. Oh, it turned out to be that. Director Tang is really an honest person. I didn't turn on my phone that day, so there is no video at all. I lied to you. You didn't really believe it, did you? Soo-Yun said lightly. His indifferent tone made Tang Huabin want to go crazy. Tang Huabin was completely dumbfounded. Was he fooled like this? Tang Huabin walked out of the car in a daze. He did not expect that he would send Wang Ruping to the road of double standards for a virtual thing made by Soo-Yun, and that he would be tricked to the highway because of this non-existent thing. God, this joke was too big, wasn't it? Chapter 296. What's going on? Ling Jiling's red lips parted slightly as she looked at Soo-Yun with a puzzled expression. That's clearly true. Why did you lie to him? Soo-Yun shrugged his shoulders. After all, Tang Huabin helped us so much. Of course, I wanted to give him a surprise. If I didn't lie to him, he definitely wouldn't dare to go back. Only by letting him believe that the video is illusory can he return to Swang at ease. When the people from the Discipline Inspection and Investigation Bureau look for him, he will be surprised. Cho-Yin was really lamenting that Tang Huabin had actually met Soo-Yun. This could be considered as his 8 lifetimes of bad luck. Thinking about all the things he had done in the past, now that he had fallen to such a state, it could only be said that he had asked for it. What you gave Tang Huabin is not a surprise, it's a shock. Soo-Yun admitted that he had used the wrong words, but regardless of whether it was a surprise or a shock, it was good enough that Tang Huabin was shocked. Before Soo-Yun left Swang, he had handed the video to Zhu Laohei and asked him to hand the video to the person in charge at night. He also told them that they could arrest him at the south station of the Swang Expressway. Although Zhu Laohei didn't have much strength, he was Soo-Yun's eyes and tentacles in Su-Hong's underground world. It wasn't because he was trustworthy, but because Soo-Yun was certain that he wouldn't dare play any tricks in front of him. This was because Zhu Laohei knew his identity and knew the consequences of playing any tricks in front of him. Furthermore, Zhu Laohei didn't know what Soo-Yun had handed him. In any case, handing it to the secretary of the Provincial Discipline Inspection and Investigation Bureau would allow him to make a contribution in front of Soo-Yun. Why not? Now that Wang Ruping had been interrogated, Zhu Laohei felt that although Tang Huabin was the one behind this matter, it definitely had something to do with Soo-Yun. Zhu Laohei was secretly glad that he hadn't stood on the wrong side. Wu Yuandong drove off the highway and headed north along the national highway. Meanwhile, Swang, which was far away from them, had undergone a drastic change. Sensing that something was wrong, Green Ghost went to the Waltz Hotel again. When he learned that Ling Jiling's room had been booked by someone else and then cancelled an hour ago, he finally understood that he had been one step behind the other party in his consideration of things. Then, something that made Green Ghost even angrier happened. He couldn't find Tang Huabin in the entire Suhang city. A bad feeling rose in Green Ghost's heart. He went straight to the few young police officers who were in charge of the inspection at the Suzhou Expressway. Green Ghost knew that these people were Tang Huabin's confidants. After asking around, Green Ghost learned that Tang Huabin had sent a car onto the expressway. In an instant, Green Ghost understood everything. More than an hour had passed and it was too late. After accepting this fact, Green Ghost left his contact information to these people and told them to inform them as soon as Tang Huabin returned. Just as Green Ghost left, the Commission for Discipline Inspection's car arrived and ordered everyone to strictly guard Tang Huabin. After seeing the video, Governor Ji was quite shocked. He believed that the person who gave him the video wouldn't be joking with him. Therefore, he completely believed that the person who gave him the video said that Tang Huabin would appear at the expressway. The police chief was suspected of intentional homicide. This was not a small matter. Therefore, Governor Ji personally brought people to arrest Tang Huabin. The person who gave him the video also gave him a note. The note said, "If you don't deal with the two vermin of Suang, Wang Ruping and Tang Huabin, you should consider your own fate." The signature was the number 1024. Governor Ji knew the meaning of this number very well. Some extremely secret documents would be signed with this number. Therefore, he didn't suspect that this was an order from the higher-ups at all. What he didn't know was that in Su Yun's previous missions, many of the orders he received were signed with this code. Furthermore, the documents weren't stamped, so he knew that this code had a special meaning. As a high-ranking official of the Provincial Disciplinary Committee, he definitely knew the meaning of this code. It seemed like Su Yun had made the right bet. Sure enough, within half an hour, Tang Huabin returned in a private car. Seeing so many his own people at the expressway, Tang Huabin immediately got out of the car and ran over. As soon as he got out of the car, he saw the Provincial Commission for Discipline Inspection. However, before he could react, he was arrested. This was safe for him. After all, Green Ghost wouldn't be able to find him for a while. If Green Ghost caught Tang Huabin would definitely die. Green Ghost's lair was destroyed, and his right-hand men in Suang were all removed by the two rules. It could be said that he was back to square one in 1 day and 2 nights. Even though he had a lot of skills, it was absolutely impossible for him to fight alone in this dark tide of Suang. The car drove north on the national highway for more than 3 hours. Under Su Yun's command, Wu Yuandong got on the highway again. The first thing they did when they got on the highway was to go to the rest area. Su Yun knew very well that everyone must be hungry, because none of them had time to eat. In order to keep a low profile, Ling Jiling and Chou Yun didn't get out of the car. Wu Yuandong drove to refuel. Su Yun went to buy 4 large portions of hot and fragrant skewers, and gave Wu Yuandong a pack of cigarettes. Then he hummed as he walked to the car. "I want to give you a sports car. At night, whisper in my ear, you can't afford to be hurt, I just want to be with you, call me darling and don't say anything else. Then we can eat hot pot and sing together." Now that they had left Suang and driven for 4 hours, Su Yun could completely relax. Even if there was an accident, it would take a while for Green Ghost to catch up with them. By then, they would have already returned to Ji Bay. If that bastard Green Ghost dared to cause trouble in Ji Bay, Su Yun believed that Zhu Meiyan wouldn't let him go. After all, the local tyrant of Ji Bay was the Sky Entertainment Group. However, just as he walked to the car, Su Yun heard Chou Yun's voice on the phone. "Guagua, listen to me. Don't run around. Even if you come to Ji Bay, you won't be able to find me. We're not in Ji Bay now. Even if you come, no one will play with you." Hearing this, Su Yun quickly got in the car, grabbed the phone and asked, "Guess who I am?" "Dad, you haven't come back for so long. Do you not want me and Mom anymore?" Guagua snorted. It sounded like she was really angry. "Do you have a child outside? So you don't want to go back? You don't even think about me and Mom anymore?" Su Yun was scolded as soon as he answered the phone. He hurriedly said, "Of course not. I miss you so much. If Guogua wants to come to Ji Bay, you can come." Su Yun estimated that they would be back in about 4 hours. Therefore, even if Guogua and Ruan Qingshuang left immediately, he could still get back before them. "Is that so? Then why didn't Sister Chou Yun let us go? She even said that you weren't in Ji Bay." Guogua pouted and said, I don't want to play with you. Mom is the only one who treats me the best. Mom plays with me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to go to Ji Bay. I want to go to Suang with Mom." Su Yun was so shocked by the little girl's last two words that he almost smashed his head through the roof of the car. Guogwa, be good. Don't be stubborn. Let mom answer the phone. Su Yun had to stop them. However, there was no point in telling a child. He wanted to tell Ruan Qingshuang that Suang was not a peaceful place. He especially could not let Guogwa appear in Suang. Guogwa was a little reluctant. All right then. I'll give you a few minutes to whisper. Does this mean that absence makes the heart grow fonder? Strange. Yes, it does. Su Yun was speechless. This little girl was too good at making metaphors. Ling Jiling was speechless. Was he trying to communicate with a 6 or 7-year-old girl? She looked at Cho Yun in disbelief. Cho Yun smiled helplessly and nodded. This was her Guogwa, the real deal. Ruan Qingshuang quickly took the phone from Guogwa's hand. She had not heard Su Yun's voice for many days. She was a little embarrassed. After all, she was not a child. Some of Guogwa's words would always make her blush. Sister Shuang, it's me. Su Yun's voice was obviously much gentler. Ling Jiling was very sensitive to this. She was not a cold-blooded girl like Cho Yun. She had delicate feelings and a sixth sense. Therefore, she could hear something unusual in Su Yun's voice. Ruan Qingshuang nodded. After a while she said, "How are you guys? Have you dealt with Tang Jiu's family matters?" "It's all done. I'll go back with Cho Yun immediately. Don't take Guogwa with you. It's quite chaotic out there. There are a lot of thieves and robbers roaming the streets when it's close to the new year. I'll be more at ease if you guys stay in Hudong. After all, Chang and the others are helping me take care of you." Su Yun did not directly tell them not to go out and play. He tactfully rejected Guogwa's idea of going to Suang. Ruan Qingshuang suddenly did not know how to explain on the phone. She was stunned for a long time. In the end, it was Guogwa who broke the silence. She shouted into the phone, "Dad, Mom and I have already arrived in Suang. Hee, we just got off the train. We just wanted to give you a call. We were afraid that you would be scared if you couldn't find Mom in Hudong. Don't worry. It's not that Mom and I don't want you anymore. We just want to take advantage of the weekend to relax." Already in Suang? Just got off the train? Su Yun really hoped that he was hallucinating. However, these words came from Guogwa. Su Yun knew that it was not a joke. A child's entire home had been taken away. It had been so long. It was understandable that she wanted to go home. She wanted to go back to her own city. Chapter 297. Guogwa didn't mean to cause trouble for Su Yun. She just thought of her real home, so she wanted to sneak to Suang for a day. Guogwa had told Ruan Qingshuang not to let it slip, but she accidentally said it herself. Since Guogwa admitted it, Ruan Qingshuang didn't hide it anymore. After all, it's the weekend. I haven't had time to play with Guogwa, so I took her here after school on Friday. But don't worry, I'll take care of her. We've already bought tickets for the high-speed train back on Sunday afternoon. I promise it won't affect Guogwa's school time on Monday. After all, Ruan Qingshuang didn't know much about Guogwa's family. She also didn't know about the power struggle in the underground world, so she didn't understand what it meant to bring Guogwa here. She didn't understand the danger. If she did, Su Yun believed that no matter how much Guogwa pestered her, she wouldn't bring Guogwa to Suang. Therefore, Su Yun didn't blame Ruan Qingshuang. She wasn't wrong. What was wrong was him and Cho Yun leaving them and Guogwa alone in Hudong City. If something happened to Guogwa and Ruan Qingshuang, Su Yun would only blame himself. Cho Yun's heart was in her throat. She couldn't believe that Guogwa and Ruan Qingshuang went to Suang. In an instant, Cho Yun lost control of her emotions. She went forward and grabbed the phone in Su Yun's hand and shouted, "Sister Qingshuang, are you crazy? How can you bring Guogwa to Suang? I want you to take Guogwa away right now. Leave. Hurry up and leave that place. If anything happens to Guogwa, I won't forgive you." Su Yun's expression changed. He snatched the phone back from Cho Yun. "Cho Yun, can't you control your emotions a little? Who was the cause of all these things? Think about it carefully. If you didn't sneak out of Hudong City, none of this would happen today. What right do you have to blame Sister Shuang? Sister Shuang doesn't know anything. Guogwa is just a child. If anything happens to them, it's your responsibility. It's because of your own stubbornness, because you don't care about the consequences. Do you understand? After being yelled at by Su Yun, Cho Yun didn't say anything else. She instantly looked listless, and her legs even felt weak. She knew that Su Yun was right. Everything was her fault. If she hadn't been stubborn and insisted on coming to Swang, none of this would have happened. Su Yun had reminded her and warned her not to act recklessly, but she didn't listen. Su Yun, even if something happened, you don't have to yell at a girl like this. Cho Yun's body has always been weak. How can a man like you not know how to treat a girl like her? When Ling Jiling heard Su Yun yelling at Cho Yun like this, she immediately stood up to speak up for Cho Yun. She didn't know what happened between them. She only knew that Su Yun was yelling at Cho Yun for another woman. Ling Jiling had never seen Ruan Qingshuang before, so she naturally chose to stand by Cho Yun's side. It wasn't Cho Yun who brought your precious goddaughter to Swang. What right do you have to treat her like this? The people at the high-speed railway station are important to you, but isn't Cho Yun important to you? If Cho Yun isn't important to you, why did you take such a big risk to save her? Su Yun, you can't treat her like this. If you really treat me as your sister, you have to apologize to Cho Yun. I'm sorry, it's my emotional problem. Su Yun knew that his attitude was indeed a little impatient, but it was difficult for him to control himself in this kind of matter. He had just saved Cho Yun from the tiger's mouth, and now Ruan Qingshuang and Guogua had walked right into his trap. How could he not be worried? Right now Swang was a mess, and it was not something that could be cleaned up in a short period of time. Ruan Qingshuang, on the other end of the phone, did not react for a while. Other than Su Yin and Cho Yun, there was a third person's voice, and it was a girl's voice. The girl's voice was very pleasant. Su Yun, help me apologize to Cho Yun. I really didn't do it on purpose. I just didn't want Guogua to be disappointed. Otherwise, the high-speed train will definitely not be available tonight. I'll go and see what time the earliest departure time is tomorrow. I'll take Guogua back tomorrow morning. Sister Shuang, it has nothing to do with this. I can understand that you took Guogua out to relax, and I can also understand that Guogua wants to go back to Suang. You can't blame this, it's my fault. Su Yun did indeed blame himself for this matter. How about this, Sister Shuang? Do as I say. Don't leave the high-speed train station. I'll rush over to pick you up immediately. It'll take at most 4 hours. If Guogua is sleepy, you can hug her and sleep for a while. Su Yun looked at his watch. It was already 9:30 at night. If they rushed all the way over, they would definitely arrive between 1 and 2 in the morning. You must remember my words. Don't take Guogua out of the high-speed train station. I understand. Ruan Qingshuang nodded. She could already hear that something was wrong from Su Yun and Cho Yun's anxious voices. It was as if Swang had become hell on earth. However, Ruan Qingshuang knew very well that Su Yun would not casually make such a joke. Since he did not allow them to leave the high-speed train station, she would definitely watch over Guogua and wait for them to pick her and Guogua up. Guogua rolled her eyes. Dad, where are you? You can't get here in 4 hours from Jibei, right? Guogua, you have to listen to your mother obediently now. Do you understand? Su Yun did not have time to explain this to Guogua. Listen carefully, that person is still in Suang. He will threaten your safety, so you must stay in the high-speed train station. If you want to play, Dad will bring you to Hong Kong Disneyland tomorrow. But now, you must be obedient and stay with Mom. Then you'll keep your word. Guogua's eyes lit up when she heard that she could go to Disneyland. Then I promised to watch over Mom and not let her run around. Dad, don't worry. Oh right, Dad, I have another question to ask you. You have to tell me the truth. Su Yun had to listen to Guogua now. Ask away. Dad will tell you whatever you ask. I'm a dog if I lie to you. Are you with Sister Jiling? Guogua's question shocked Su Yun. Ling Jiling and Cho Yun looked at each other. They could not believe that Guogua's sixth sense was so strong that she could even guess someone she had never met before. Su Yun took a long time to react. Could it be that Guogua was the legendary special human with the ability to predict the future? If Guogua really had that kind of special ability, then she would be the country's treasure. Guogua, tell Dad, how did you know? Su Yun's excitement now was no less than Columbus's excitement when he discovered the new world. This was not a joke, Guogua exclaimed. Dad, you're not really with Sister Jiling, are you? She's my idol. Tell Dad. How did you know? Is it perception? Guogua, other than perception, what else can you perceive? Su Yun tried to induce Guogua to develop this special ability. But unfortunately, Guogua sighed helplessly. Dad, I heard Sister Jiling's words just now. In this world, other than me, only Sister Jiling can speak so sweetly. Do you still need perception? Su Yun laughed dryly. It seemed that Guogua's perception was not good, but her hearing was better. Guogua, be good. Wait for me at the high-speed railway station. I'll bring Sister Jiling to find you immediately. Guogua suddenly widened her eyes. Wow, Dad, Sister Jiling is a big star. What did you do for my sister Xiaojiu? How much money did she give you? You can actually ask Sister Jiling out? I heard that a meal with Sister Jiling costs hundreds of thousands to millions. If it's a date, it must be more expensive, right? After hearing this gossip, Su Yun was really speechless. Fortunately, Ling Jiling was beside him. She directly took the phone from Su Yun's hand. Little kid, I know you're not even 7 years old this year, so don't look at those rumors and gossip news in the future. Sister Jiling, I never go to a meal to earn money, and I definitely won't use all the money earned from the meal to get the attention of the media. Do you understand? Then, if I want to treat you to a meal, I don't need to spend money, right? Guogua said seriously. As long as you listen to your dad and wait for us at the high-speed railway station to pick you up, Sister Jiling will treat you to a meal. Is that okay? Ling Jiling didn't forget to help Su Yun at this time. When Guogua heard this, of course, she agreed without hesitation. This was such a good thing. There was a meal to eat, and she could take a photo with a celebrity. If she took it to show off to her friends in class, they would definitely be stunned. Okay. I won't leave even a step. You guys come quickly. After hanging up the phone, Su Yun faintly said thank you to Ling Jiling. Ling Jiling pondered for a long time and felt that something was wrong. Your goddaughter calls me sister. Does that make me lower my seniority in front of you? No, I have to tell her later to call me auntie in front of us. Sister Jiling, you're everyone's sister. Who asked you to be so young? Su Yun smiled and handed the hot skewers to them. Just make do with it. We'll go after eating. After speaking, Su Yun handed one of the skewers to Wu Yuandong at the partition window. Brother Dong, you're tired today. When we go back, I'll drive. You rest for a while. Wu Yuandong shook his head while eating. I'm used to it. It's better for me to drive. Your mind must be in a mess right now. Safety first. If you drive, I think they'll definitely be worried. Also, I'm familiar with the roads in Smuang. After getting off the highway, there's a highway to the high-speed railway station. I'll be able to get there before 1 a.m. You can rest at ease for a while. And then I'll listen to you. Su Yun finished speaking and placed the cigarette on the passenger seat for Wu Yuandong. Go after eating to refresh yourself. Chapter 298. After Guogua hung up the phone, she said excitedly to Ruan Qingshuang, Mom, there will be a big star coming to treat us to a meal later. Dad and Sister Cho Yun are together with Sister Jiling. It's so strange, and they seem to have a good relationship. Could it be that Dad is outside behind Mom's back? Guogua, are you sure that the person who spoke was really Ling Jiling? Ruan Qingshuang didn't mind Guogua's childish words, but thinking about it carefully, Su Yun's age was the peak period of male hormone secretion. Facing the national goddess Ling Jiling, she really didn't dare to say that Su Yun wouldn't have any thoughts. If he didn't have any thoughts, it would be abnormal, right? At the same time, she was also puzzled about why Su Yun and the others would walk together with Ling Jiling. It must be Sister Jiling, Guogua nodded seriously. I definitely didn't hear it wrong. Since I was young, people have said that I'm little Jiling. Ruan Qingshuang was absolutely speechless about Guogua's words. There was no logic in it. Ling Jiling was famous for her devilish figure and angelic face. Although Guogua was very sure that she was a beauty, could her figure really be so domineering? She really didn't know who gave her the name Little Jiling Guogua, wasn't moved by the surprised expression on Ruan Qingshuang's face. She still believed that she would definitely be a woman sexier than Sister Ji Ling in the future. The confidence in her bones was born with Guogua. Are you hungry? We have to wait here for 4 hours. Mom will bring you to the supermarket to buy some food, okay? Ruan Qingshuang asked. They had to wait for so long. She was afraid that Guogua wouldn't be able to hold on. It was better to buy her some snacks and the like to change her mind. Of course, Guogua nodded in agreement. Of course, she didn't even have a good meal in the afternoon because she wanted to catch the high-speed train. Just as the two of them got up to go to the supermarket in the high-speed rail station, 6 men in black suits suddenly walked up quickly and surrounded Ruan Qingshuang and Guogua. Ruan Qingshuang's heart instantly jumped to her throat. She hugged Guogua in her arms and looked at the 6 people in front of her warily. The high-speed railway station was crowded with people. Ruan Qingshuang was prepared. If the other party dared to attack her and Guogua, she would scream for help. She didn't believe that there wasn't a good person in the station. Guogua also wrinkled her nose and looked at the 6 guys who surrounded them with an unconvinced look. As long as these people dared to make a move on her mother, she would not be polite. As soon as they got off the train at the Suang high-speed railway station, Guogua felt like a local landlord. Guogua. A middle-aged man suddenly walked out from behind the 6 men in black suits. He looked at Guogua, who was in Ruan Qingshuang's arms, with a shocked expression. Guogua was slightly stunned. Looking at the middle-aged man in front of her, her expression suddenly became happy. She let go of Ruan Qingshuang without fear and walked to the middle-aged man's side. She called out sweetly, "Uncle Chow, why are you here?" "I should be the one who is surprised." The middle-aged man seemed to be very familiar with Guogua. He bent down and pulled Guogua to his side. He pointed at Ruan Qingshuang and asked with a serious expression, "She is?" Guogua immediately ran to Ruan Qingshuang with a smile and took the initiative to introduce her. "This is my mother. If it weren't for my mother, I'm afraid I wouldn't know where I am now." The middle-aged man stared at Guogua and Ruan Qingshuang with wide eyes. After a few seconds, he seemed to realize something. "What are you doing here?" "Mom and I are going to the supermarket to buy some food." Guogua smiled and said, "We still have to wait here for 4 hours. It's a long time without chips, so we have to go there." The middle-aged man immediately made a decision. He stepped forward and took Guogua's hand. "Let's go. Uncle will take you and your mother to my house for supper." Ruan Qingshuang knew that Guogua must know this man when the man asked her to come, but she still declined tactfully. "No, it's too embarrassing. We are waiting here." As she spoke, Ruan Qingshuang had already pulled Guogua from the middle-aged man's side to her side. The middle-aged man was slightly stunned. "Haha, it seems that you are a very competent mother. But you have to wait for 4 hours. I will take you back to eat something now. When the time is almost up, I will send you back." "Mom, Uncle Tang is not an outsider." Guogua seemed to trust this uncle very much. She was not afraid of him at all. Thinking about it, 4 hours was indeed a long time. It would be great if they could take a ride in the downtown area of Suang. It had been a long time since they saw the famous Fat West Lake at their doorstep. It had also been a long time since they went to see the maple forest on Mount Fu. It had also been a long time since they went shopping on the gorgeous Jiangbin East Road. "Why don't we go there?" Ruan Qingshuang would not agree to Guogua's request. She frowned and did not say anything. After all, Su Yin had repeatedly told them not to let them leave the high-speed railway station. Ruan Qingshuang, who felt that she had made a mistake, would never allow herself to make another mistake. "Miss, although I don't know how you and Guogua know each other, I don't think I have seen you in Suang before. It seems that you don't know about my relationship with Guogua's family," the middle-aged man said calmly. The middle-aged man said indifferently, "I'm not the kind of bad person you think I am. Otherwise, Guogua wouldn't call me uncle." Guogua nodded excitedly, especially looking forward to Ruan Qingshuang agreeing to her request. She did not doubt Uncle Tang at all. "Mom, let's go. Just for a while. There are still 4 hours. I promise you, I will definitely rush back before Dad comes here. He won't know." When he heard Guogua say the word Dad, the middle-aged man was stunned. However, the shock on his face disappeared in an instant. No, didn't Guogua already promise Dad that she will stay here obediently? Besides, don't you remember? You also promised Sister Jiling. She also told you to wait for her here obediently. Guogua has already promised them. How can I do something that will disappoint them? Ruan Qingshuang insisted. Guogua pouted and did not say anything else. By the way, Guogua, I still have a photo album of your grandfather. I don't have the chance to see him now. Since I have seen you today, I'll give it to you. When the middle-aged man said this, Guogua's eyes widened. Guogua had already given up on the idea of leaving, but now she was burning with passion again. Ruan Qingshuang's heart softened when she heard this. She more or less heard some things about Guogua's family. Although she did not understand how serious it was, she knew that Guogua had lost contact with her family. Now that she heard that someone else had something that belonged to Guogua's family, she also wanted to help Guogua get it back. Since this person's home had a photo album of Guogua's grandfather, he probably had a deep relationship with Guogua's family. Perhaps he was an old acquaintance of Guogua's grandfather. Therefore, Ruan Qingshuang naturally trusted this middle-aged man more. Then can I ask for a favor? Guogua and I will go to your house to get something, but can you send us back? Ruan Qingshuang asked tentatively. The middle-aged man smiled slightly. Of course. Since I took you away, I will naturally be responsible for sending you back. You can rest assured about this. Believe me, I have absolutely no malice toward you. Guogua is the child of an old friend of mine. I like her very much. Ruan Qingshuang did not see anything wrong with this man. Because Guogua is very cute, everyone will like her. In that case, we will go with you. Sorry to trouble you. It's no trouble at all. The middle-aged man smiled, and the 6 bodyguards beside him immediately cleared the way for them. The group of people sat in a 7 Series BMW parked at the entrance. The BMW was escorted by a Land Cruiser in front and behind. The 3 cars quickly left the high-speed railway station and disappeared from people's sight. After Wu Yuandong rushed all the way to the high-speed railway station, Su Yun and Cho Yun did not wait for the car to stop. They opened the door and rushed to the hall of the high-speed railway station to look for the people. Ling Jiling also quickly followed the 2 out of the car. She was not only worried about the cute little Guogua, but also curious about what kind of woman Su Yun would have such a special feeling for. Su Yun and Cho Yun came to the entrance of the hall. They were told that they could not enter without a ticket. At this time, Ling Jiling suddenly appeared behind them and said in her standard voice, "We are here to look for someone. It's really urgent. I hope you can make an exception." How could a man resist Ling Jiling's pleading? Moreover, she was such a big star. Then the 3 of them entered the waiting hall. However, what Su Yun could not understand was that they searched every corner of the high-speed railway station, but did not see the figure of Ruan Qingshuang and Guogua. In the end, Cho Yun and Ling Jiling looked everywhere in the bathroom, but still did not see anyone. A feeling of uneasiness began to spread in the hearts of the 3 people. Su Yun, who had always been very calm, finally could not help it. He quickly dialed Ruan Qingshuang's phone. An inexplicable evil fire rose in his heart. Even if it was Ruan Qingshuang, he was afraid that he could not help it. After all, he had told her so many times, but she still left with Guogua. "Hello." An unfamiliar coarse man's voice, accompanied by the light sound of a pipa, came from the phone. Su Yun was instantly stunned. Although the voice was unfamiliar, he seemed to have heard it somewhere before. However, the person who answered the phone at this time was not Ruan Qingshuang, which meant that Su Yun had a stronger sense of uneasiness. "Who are you? If you dare to touch a hair on their heads, I will make you regret it for the rest of your life." "Who I am is not important. What's important is that the person you are looking for is in my hands." The voice was cold and ruthless. "So, now you have no right to threaten me. If you threaten me again, I can make you never see them again. Humph, young man, contact me when you understand." Chapter 299. What the hell happened? Ling Jiling was completely at a loss. Seeing Su Yun's current state, she knew that something must have happened. Just as Cho Yun was about to ask him, Su Yun turned around and rushed into the bathroom. He directly put his head under the water pipe. The cold water angrily washed Su-yun's head, and he quickly recovered his calm state. Su-yun was very clear that he must not panic at this time. Once he lost his mind and couldn't stay awake, everything would be troublesome. At this time, Su-yun couldn't count on Ling Jiling and Wu Yuandong. Cho-yun was already in a mess after not being able to find Guogua. His only hope was on Su-yun. He had to force himself to stay awake, even if his current anger was unbearable for anyone. In this city, Cho-yun and Guogua were in trouble one after another. Now Ruan Qingshuang was in danger with Guogua. How could Su-yun not collapse? A whole minute later, Su Yunkai lifted his head from under the water pipe. He allowed the cold water to flow down his neck and clothes. The words that the voice had said echoed in his mind. "Young man, contact me after you figure it out." Young man? Young man. Su-yun's mind kept thinking about this name. How did the other party know that he was young? Obviously, that person must have known Su-yun. They had seen Su-yun and knew Su-yun. At this time, two young girls walked into the bathroom through the public area of the bathroom. One of them was holding a phone and playing an elegant lyrical song. She said to the other girl, "I just learned this. This is the song I played. My mother recorded it for me. What do you think?" "Very good. You've improved a lot. I've been learning the pipa for 2 years, but I still haven't learned this song. You've only been learning it for a year, and you've already learned it. Tian, you're really a musical genius." The two girls walked into the bathroom while talking and laughing. And that elegant and beautiful lyrical music kept ringing in Su-yun's ears. The pipa music was like a painting of mountains and rivers, showing the beautiful scenery of nature in the quiet spring night, the moon rising in the eastern mountain, the small boat rippling on the river, and the shadows of flowers gently swaying on the west bank, scene by scene in front of Su-yun's eyes. The music of this pipa song was beautiful and had a tight structure. Although there were many changes to the theme and melody, and new elements were emerging one after another, the same phrase was used at the end of each section, which sounded very harmonious. That was right. It was the moonlit night of the spring river. Su-yun's mind instantly became much clearer. In the Qing dynasty, Yao Xie's late work, Textual Research on Today's Music, he listed the Sunset Flute and Drum Song as a Chinese song in the Jiangnan school's pipa repertoire. In the 1920s, a new music society in Shanghai adapted it into a folk music ensemble, and according to the poetic and picturesque content of the music, they named it Moonlit Night of the Spring River. It couldn't be wrong. When Su-yun first heard this pipa song in a military art troupe, he felt that this song was very special, so it left a deep impression on him. However, that was a few years ago after all. The reason why Su-yun could remember it was because he had heard this song in the Qing Guild Hall when he first arrived in Suang. That was why he was enlightened. Thinking back to the voice that answered the phone just now, who else could it be other than Chao Nanshan? Su-yun instantly figured everything out. He had always felt that Chao Nanshan was not trustworthy, but when he was in Suang, Chao Nanshan did not cause any trouble for Su-yun. At first, Su-yun was still wary of him, but later, he gradually did not take Chao Nanshan seriously. Only now did Su-yun realize that he was wrong, and very wrong at that. Chao Nanshan must have something to do with Green Ghost. Otherwise, why would Green Ghost let Chao Nanshan go when he cleaned up all the old underground forces in Suang? Although Chao Nanshan was much younger than Feng Qiansui, he was still around 55 years old. If he had not submitted to Green Ghost, he would not have been able to continue protecting his club. However, why did Chao Nanshan not inform Green Ghost when he knew that Su-yun was looking for trouble with Green Ghost? The reason was very simple. Thinking about it carefully, Chao Nanshan wanted nothing more than for both sides to suffer. He wanted to be a fisherman. He hoped that when the sandpiper and the clam fought, he would be able to easily benefit. Su-yun clenched his fists so tightly that they made cracking sounds. The anger in his heart had completely exploded. Since they kept stirring up trouble again and again, he wouldn't be polite anymore. If Green Ghost could turn the clouds and rain in Suang, then he, Su-yun, could also dye half the sky in Suang with blood. The truth was not too different from what Su-yun had speculated. Chao Nanshan did indeed have an unspeakable relationship with Green Ghost. And the reason why Chao Nanshan appeared at the high-speed rail station was because of Green Ghost's request. He wanted him to go to the high-speed rail station to catch people. Chao Nanshan had guessed that Su Yun must have given Green Ghost a big blow, which was why Green Ghost was so angry that he wanted to seal off Swang to take revenge. However, what Chao Nanshan did not expect was that after 2 days of monitoring the high-speed railway station, he did not find Su Yun, but found Feng Qiansui's precious granddaughter, Feng Guogua. Because the relationship between the two families was good, Guogua was not unfamiliar with Chao Nanshan, which was why she left with Chao Nanshan. However, how could a little girl who was not even 7 years old understand the darkness of the adult world? Although Guogua was already monstrous and cunning enough, she would never have guessed that it was not only Green Ghost's own strength that caused the Feng family to fall apart, but also Chao Nanshan who was secretly adding fuel to the fire. However, even if Chao Nanshan was such a sinister old fox, Guogua still thought that he was an old acquaintance of her grandfather, which was why she believed him. After being brought to such a strange place, Guan Qingshuang regretted it so much that her intestines turned green. After she and Guogua were locked in this room, they had no autonomy at all. Although the people who brought them here did not do anything to them, they lost their freedom and their way of contacting the outside world, because Guan Qingshuang's phone was borrowed by Chao Nanshan. Guogua still couldn't believe that Uncle Chao would imprison her. At first, Guogua thought it was a joke. But after they were imprisoned in this room, there were 8 people guarding the door. Guogua finally understood that Uncle Chao was serious about this. Although it was already 1 o'clock in the morning, after Chao Nanshan hung up the call with Su Yun, he could still leisurely drink his tea. This feeling was too good. He captured someone who was very important to Su Yun. Su Yun would definitely think that it was Green Ghost who did it, and would definitely go against Green Ghost. Green Ghost was already a general without an army, and Su Yun did not have any helpers by his side. Once the two sides were exhausted, it would be time for Chao Nanshan to reap the benefits. That's right. Chao Nanshan not only wanted to deal with Su Yun, he also wanted to kill Green Ghost. It should be known that when Green Ghost entered Swang, everything was done by Chao Nanshan. Originally, the two of them had agreed to split the Swang world. However, after Green Ghost eliminated the Feng family, he actually got involved with Pluto. This time, Green Ghost did not take what Chao Nanshan said to heart at all. When the Feng family completely collapsed and Chao Nanshan proposed to split the world, Green Ghost actually told him that if he didn't want to die, he should obediently continue to do what he should do. From the beginning, Green Ghost did not want to split the Swang underground world with Chao Nanshan. Therefore, at that time, Chao Nanshan had the idea of revenge. Although he had the idea, he really did not have the strength. After all, Green Ghost was not a simple person. Moreover, he had the support of Pluto, so Chao Nanshan could not do anything at all. At this time Su Yun appeared. Chao Nanshan vaguely felt that he had a chance. Even if he couldn't meet Guogua at the high-speed train station, he would still find a way to provoke Su Yun, and make Su Yun continue to fight with Green Ghost. Chao Nanshan imagined that Su Yun was his chess piece, just like the rook in chess. He could kill all sides vertically and horizontally. During the entire process, Chao Nanshan did not even need to show his face. Even if he offended Pluto in the end, all the dirty water would be poured on Su Yun. Perhaps Chao Nanshan was too naive, or perhaps Su Yun, this rook, was really not that easy to control. Chao Nanshan could not understand why after Su Yun hung up the call with him, he came directly to him instead of Green Ghost. This was Chao Nanshan's biggest miscalculation in his life. He clearly pretended to be a bit hoarse when he called, but in the end, it did not escape Su Yun's ears. If it wasn't for the Pipa song called Spring River Moonlight Night, Su Yun might not have been able to recognize that voice as Chao Nanshan's. Chao Nanshan did not think that the reason Su Yun saw through everything and came straight to him was because he liked to pretend to be elegant. To be honest, Chao Nanshan did not even know what a pipa was, so how could he like pipa songs? He just wanted to find some bright spots in the clubhouse to enhance the taste of the clubhouse. Only in this way would the members like to stay here. In fact, Chao Nanshan was very clear that not every member of his clubhouse had such a taste, but every member wanted others to think that they had such a taste. Wu Yuandong sat in the front passenger seat, tightly holding onto the safety handle above. He always thought that he was good at driving, but he did not expect Su-yin to be so good at driving. It could only be described with one word: domineering. Although this custom-made Mercedes-Benz RV had the same terrifying 6.0L twin-turbocharged V12 engine as the S65, with 612 horsepower and 1,000 Nm power parameters, many cars dreamed of having half of its power to be called a performance car. However, it was still a RV. Su-yin was probably the only person in the world who could drive a RV like a sports car. If Wu Yuandong, who was in the driver's seat, had this kind of feeling, let alone Cho Yun and Ling Jiling, who were sitting in the back. Cho Yun was still holding onto the armrest, but Ling Jiling did not have that much strength. If it wasn't for Cho Yun holding onto her, she would have fainted from Su-yun's barbaric driving. However, they all understood Su-yun's feelings, so no one complained. Chapter 300. Soon, Su-yun arrived at the Qing Club according to the route that the taxi took him that day. The Qing Club was still brightly lit, and there were many luxury cars. There were 2 security staff standing on both sides of the entrance and exit lever at the entrance of the club. They were responsible for raising and lowering the lever for every car that came in and out. However, when Su-yun drove the RV to the entrance, the 2 people didn't mean to open the door for him. One of them walked forward and knocked on Su-yun's window. "Hello, please show me your boss's membership pass. It's the first time our boss came here, so he hasn't processed it yet." Su-yun didn't have time to talk nonsense with him. "Raise the lever and let me in. Then please show your boss's proof of introduction." The security guard still didn't mean to let him in. It seemed that the management of the Qing Club was much stricter now. At least, there weren't so many problems when Su-yun came here last time. Su-yun said coldly, "There is no introduction." The security guard shook his head. "I'm sorry, sir. Your boss's car can't drive inside." Wang. However, when Su-yun stepped on the accelerator, the security guard quickly retreated to the side. If he was hit, he would be disabled even if he didn't die. Bang. When Su-yun drove the RV overbearingly through the guardrail and rushed into the high-end clubhouse, Wu Yuandong knew that he would not be able to stay idle tonight. A person who could afford such a large and luxurious clubhouse was definitely not a simple person. Su-yun barging in like this clearly showed his position. However, after Su-yun broke through the guardrail, he still didn't mean to stop the RV. Instead, he stepped on the accelerator directly in front of the reception hall. He crazily ran up 3 flights of stairs and crashed through all the floor-to-ceiling glass doors and windows in the reception area of the front hall. The sound of glass beads shattering could be heard as the explosion-proof glass shattered and fell all over the floor. Even if the RV had already driven in, there were a lot of security staff in an instant, but Su-yun still didn't mean to stop. Suddenly, he stepped on the brakes and turned the steering wheel. With his control over the car, the RV made a beautiful drift in the room, even though it was at such a height. Su-yun was not trying to act cool. After all, there were 2 girls, Cho Yun and Ling Jiling, in the passenger compartment of the RV. This tail drift would definitely make Ling Jiling dizzy. During the entire process of the tail drift, Su-yun forcefully knocked away a few strong men who were trying to get close to the RV. Therefore, he was not trying to act cool for no reason. The moment the RV stopped, someone suddenly rushed forward and grabbed Wu Yuandong, who was in the passenger seat, through the lowered window. He suddenly exerted force and tried to pull the person in the RV out. However, Wu Yuandong was not someone to be trifled with. He clasped the security guard who was holding his arm and suddenly threw him forward with great force. The security guard flew out without any ability to resist. On the other side, the security guard who rushed to the driver's seat to deal with Su-yun was slapped in the face by the door that suddenly opened. Before he could react to the pain on his face, he felt a hard blow on his throat. He didn't even have time to shout before he directly sat on the ground. Cho Yun, who quickly opened the rear compartment, did not hesitate to join the battle. With a beautiful phoenix tail swing, her heel directly hit the temple of a security guard who came forward. Wu Yuandong, who had already gotten out of the RV, reached out and stopped a guy who wanted to help his companion to deal with Cho Yun. His 5 fingers were like iron pliers clasping the guy's face. He directly slammed the guy's head against the wall, instantly making the guy lose the will to fight. The 4 security guards at the front door and the front hall were instantly dealt with. This was nothing to be proud of. They were all arranged by some ordinary security company. It didn't matter if they were just standing guard, but if it was a real fight, even a third-rate master could easily deal with them, let alone Cho Yun Wu Yuandong and a supermaster like Su Yun. The only burden Ling Jiling got out of the RV. She was stunned for a long time, but she still didn't understand why a fight broke out without saying anything. And why was it in this club? Ling Jiling had been to this club before. She had accompanied Zhuo Meiyan to meet a big-shot director in the entertainment industry, so she knew what kind of people were in this club. In the simplest words, they were either rich or noble. Moreover, when Ling Jiling and Zhuo Meiyan came here together, they encountered some friction between Boss Chow and a very powerful person. The other party brought more than 100 people to cause trouble, but they were all easily dealt with by the boss. So Ling Jiling admired the boss. At the very least, she was sure that the boss was not simple. Crown Prince, no brother, why are we here? Ling Jiling was absolutely confused. Even if Green Ghost is here, you can't do this. You will offend the boss. Su Yun sneered. Since the boss dares to offend me, why can't I offend him? He attacked my people first, so don't blame me for being ruthless. Su Yun stared at the 3 girls at the reception desk, who were already scared silly. Where is Chao Nanshan? Cho Yun frowned. Of course, she had already recognized that this was the Qin Club. She whispered to Su Yun. How do you know Chao Nanshan? Why do you say that Guogua is with him? Su Yun could still hear the faint sound of a pipa in the inner courtyard of the clubhouse. Because of this song, Spring River Moonlight Night, Cho Yan's expression changed. Indeed, this pipa song was the background music of the Qin Club, which had never changed. Every time she came here, she would hear this song. Obviously, Cho Yun seemed to understand something. Wait, you mean the boss here? Ling Jiling opened her eyes wide. Is there a misunderstanding? Brother, don't be impulsive. Boss Swa knows Boss Chow here. Why don't you call him first? If there is a misunderstanding, we won't make a big deal out of it. It's useless even if he knows God. Su Yun's voice was resolute and decisive. Clap, clap, clap. A person suddenly appeared in the hall, clapping his hands. Su Yun had seen this person before. It was Manager Zhai. Mr. Su, with your driving skills, if you don't participate in the cross-country rally, it will be a waste of your talent. I don't know what wind blew Mr. Su here. Master Chow is deeply honored. But Master Chow can't figure out who offended Mr. Su and made you so angry. But Mr. Su, you can be angry, but it won't be good if the city gate is on fire and the fish in the moat suffer. Speaking of this, Manager Zhai suddenly froze. He rubbed his eyes hard to confirm that one of the 2 women standing beside Su Yun was the violent fox venerable. Cho Yun, why are you here? Are you surprised? Golden Eagle, if my young lady is in your hands, you'd better ask Master Chow to hand her over quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for not considering our friendship. Cho Yun said coldly. I don't care who it is. As long as he dares to have any evil thoughts about Guogua, I won't let him go. Ha ha ha, Cho Yun. Do you still think you are the omnipotent fox venerable beside Feng Qiansui? Do you still think you can rely on Feng Qiansui to command Suang? Manager Zhai sneered. Fox venerable, you'd better wake up. Suang is no longer under Feng Qiansui's rule. Don't think that we will listen to you no matter what you say. Su Yun knew that Manager Zhai's skills were not bad that day. He did not expect this guy to be the famous Golden Eagle in the underground world. This person also had 2 big cases, but he did not leave any evidence. This was enough to prove this guy's strength. Then I want to see what ability you have to not listen. Cho Yun suddenly attacked as soon as she finished speaking. She raised her fist and attacked Di Jindiao's face. Di Jindiao's expression changed drastically. He quickly retreated to avoid Cho Yun's attack. Fox Venerable, don't push your luck. This is not your Feng family's courtyard. This is Master Chow's clubhouse. I won't fight with you. You'd better take care of yourself. Master Chow is not feeling well today. and does not want to see guests. Everyone, please go back. If you insist on barging in, don't blame me for not reminding you that this is not a place where anyone can come as they wish. If anyone dares to mess with me, don't blame me for being rude. Su-yin pointed at the French windows and doors in the front hall that had been destroyed by him. I've already moved. What should I do? You. Di Jindiao's expression changed drastically. Master Chow asked him to come out and find a way to send everyone away. Chao Nanshan did not expect Su-yin to come here. Now that Feng Guogua and Ruan Qingshuang were still in the clubhouse, he had no time to send them away. If they really broke in, he would be in big trouble. Chao Nanshan was shocked when the surveillance room sent the video to his office. He could not believe that Su-yin had come to his clubhouse. Chao Nanshan called Di Jindiao to his office immediately and asked him to find a way to send them away no matter what. Now was not the time to fight with them. Chao Nanshan wanted to be a fisherman, not a stupid clam fighting with a snipe. He wanted Green Ghost to be the fisherman. However, Di Jindiao did not notice Cho Yun's existence at all. Now that he saw Cho Yun was also there, he lost confidence in himself. It seemed that if the other party was not so sure that the Feng family's princess was here, they would not be so powerful. Master Chow is not a narrow-minded person. After all, he is friends with the Feng family and has some connections with you, Mr. Su. As for Miss Ling, it is not the first time that she has come here, so Master Chow does not want to pursue this matter. Di Jindiao wanted to justify himself. If it were me, I would not be so magnanimous. But Master Chow is broad-minded. I hope you will not disappoint Master Chow's kindness. Chapter 301. Although Wu Yuandong had taken Zhuo Meiyin to this club before, he had waited in the car every time. He had never come in, so the people here didn't know him. After Wu Yuandong smashed the chandelier down, he said to Di Jindiao with a smile, I don't seem to have anything to do with Mr. Chow. I also made trouble for him. Are you going to let me go too? Wu Yuandong's motive for doing this was very clear. He was very clear about the purpose of Su Yun's visit this time. As the saying goes, don't slap a smiling face. The other party obviously wanted to use this kind of method that seemed to repay evil with good, but concealed a conspiracy to appease them. Therefore, Wu Yuandong needed to do something that seemed to be excessive. He wanted to give Mr. Chow a reason to be angry. If Mr. Chow wasn't angry, it meant that he must have a guilty conscience. If you are friends with Mr. Su and Miss Ling, I hope you can respect us. Di Jindiao's shrewdness was not shallow. He could hide many things, but he was really angered by Wu Yuandong's words just now. But thinking of Chao Nanshan's order, Di Jindiao suppressed his anger. Su-yin smiled. He pointed at Wu Yuandong and said to Di Jindiao, Manager Di, if I tell you that this person has nothing to do with us, what will you do? Will you let him defecate on Mr. Chow's head? Di Jindiao's face changed. Mr. Su, if this person has nothing to do with you, then I'm sorry. There is only one end for those who dare to make trouble in the Qin Club. Even if I don't say it, you should know that it will not be a good end. But today Mr. Chow gave you face. I hope you won't be so aggressive. Yes. Let's not do this again. Maybe there is a misunderstanding. Ling Jiling nervously blocked Su Yin and Wu Yuandong behind her. She was about to collapse. At first, it was only Su Yin who lost control. Now if Wu Yuandong was out of control, it would be a big trouble. She would feel very embarrassed if she really angered Mr. Chow. Su Yin ignored Ling Jiling's dissuasion and said lightly, Manager D, if you say so, you mean that only we can defecate on Mr. Chow's head, and no one else can? Mr. Su, please be more respectful with your words. Di Jindiao couldn't control his temper. There was a surveillance camera here. Master Chow could hear what Su Yin and the others said. Brother Dong, I once heard that the Golden Eagle has the title of the first kick in Suang. However, I don't think your footwork is any weaker than his. Su Yin had confidence in Wu Yuandong, because when the two first met Su Yin, they tried their best to restrain their strength. Wu Yuandong did it very well, but Di Jindiao did not. Therefore, Su Yin could easily confirm that Wu Yuandong's strength was definitely above Di Jindiao's. Wu Yuandong understood what Su Yin meant. When Su Yun barged in, he was prepared to go all out. Alright, then I really want to see how strong Su Hang's first kick is. As soon as he finished speaking, Wu Yuandong suddenly lifted his leg and hooked the vine-glass coffee table beside him. His ankle shook slightly, and the coffee table that was hooked suddenly accelerated and smashed towards Di Jindiao's face. Finally, Di Jindiao, who had been enduring for a long time, couldn't bear it anymore. Just as the vine-glass coffee table was about to hit his face, he suddenly lifted his leg and chopped down. With a bang, the entire coffee table was smashed and fell to the ground. Di Jindiao finally made a move, and Wu Yuandong did not hold back either. His whole body leaned forward, and his legs flew out. The continuous attacks made Di Jindiao no longer dare to be careless. In the face of Wu Yuandong's offensive, he fell into a fluster. To put it bluntly, Di Jindiao was at most a person who had just entered the realm of a first-class master, while Wu Yuandong's strength was at least above the 7th rank of a first-class master. The two of them were not on the same level at all. Di Jindiao's every kick seemed to be faster than Wu Yuandong's, but in fact, it was because Wu Yuandong was slower than him every time. Therefore, every time Di Jindiao was hit by Wu Yuandong's kicks with the same strength and power. After more than 10 kicks, Di Jindiao began to feel his right calf trembling violently. Finally, Wu Yuandong was tired of playing. He suddenly changed his passive strategy and took the initiative to attack. A swift and violent whip kick directly towards Di Jindiao's head. Di Jindiao didn't have the chance to block it with his leg. He could only quickly raise his left arm to try and block Wu Yuandong's whip kick. But how could he block such a heavy kick with only one arm? With that kick, Di Jindiao staggered and almost fell. Wu Yuandong didn't give him time to react. He didn't wait for Di Jindiao to stand up and followed up with a beautiful 360-degree turn. Then he ruthlessly kicked again. Di Jindiao, who had no ability to dodge, could only raise his arms again to try to block it. But when Wu Yuandong's heavy kick hit his arms, he clearly heard the crisp sound of the bones in his left arm breaking. Because the difference in strength between the two was still quite obvious, Wu Yuandong didn't continue to attack. He was just playing with his opponent, which he wasn't good at. If he really attacked with all his strength, he was confident that Di Jindiao would be killed by him within 30 moves. Di Jindiao held his painful arm and looked at Su Yun and the others in panic. He knew that he was definitely no match for Su Yun and Cho Yun, but he didn't expect that he couldn't even be a match for another person. Moreover, this person's strength was very likely to be above Cho Yun's. After all, he was Master Chao's right-hand man. It was a pity that he couldn't fight against this person with his strength. Then wouldn't it be more difficult for the others? Through the surveillance footage, Chao Nanshan saw that the other party was determined to fight. He couldn't sit still anymore. He immediately waved his hand and asked his men to invite the other party. He didn't know if the other party was too slow or if Di Jindiao couldn't hold on for too long, but when the person who went to invite the other party arrived, Di Jindiao had already lost. Master Chao invites you in. The subordinate who hurried over didn't even wait for his rapid breathing to calm down. He directly said, Master Chao said that he doesn't want any misunderstandings between you and him. He hopes that we can talk things over. Su Yun snorted. Misunderstandings? Then he would listen to what Chao Nanshan had to say. Okay, lead the way. Since Master Chao wants to talk things over, I'll accompany him. Di Jindiao gritted his teeth with the help of his subordinate. The pain of his broken arm was excruciating, but in front of outsiders, he had to pretend that it didn't matter. He squeezed out a smile and said, Then please. To be honest, Di Jindiao was really unhappy. Since Chao Nanshan had decided to invite the other party in, why didn't he invite them in from the start? Why did he have to wait until his arm was broken before doing this? Su Yun didn't stand on ceremony. He strode behind Chao Nanshan. Cho Yun and Ling Jiling also followed closely behind Su Yun. Wu Yuandong locked the car door and followed behind them. Because the car had broken into the main hall, Chao Nanshan arranged for the other people to close the main door of the clubhouse and not let anyone in. As for the guests who were already inside, Chao Nanshan was confident that they wouldn't be disturbed. After all, it was already very late. The guests who were still in the clubhouse had basically washed up and gone to bed with the high-class ladies. Most of the guests here probably didn't have the energy to sleep with the ladies until 2 o'clock in the morning. Since Chao Nanshan dared to invite Su Yun in, he had already made all the necessary preparations. He had already ordered his subordinates to deploy all the experts around his room. If anything were to happen, he believed that the human wave tactic would be able to protect him. It wasn't that Su Yun didn't notice it, but Su Yun really disdained it. If the human wave tactic could trap him, he wouldn't have come to the Qing clubhouse today. He would have died with Chou Yun by the lake. It must be known that Green Ghost had more experts than Chao Nanshan, and their strength was definitely higher than Chao Nanshan's. Chao Nanshan didn't have any first-rate experts except for Di Jindiao, who had already been defeated. His other right-hand man, Ma Baori, was only a second-rate expert. The strength of the other experts under him was even lower. There were no more than 10 third-rate experts in the entire Qing clubhouse. The other dozens of people were all ordinary fighters. In front of Su Yun and the other 2 experts, they were almost negligible. Chao Nanshan actually wanted to use this kind of human wave tactic to protect himself. It was simply ridiculous. But now he had to do this because as long as Su Yun forced his way in, he could only do this. There was another way, which was to ask Green Ghost for help. But Chao Nanshan, who wanted to be a fisherman, would rather take the risk than involve Green Ghost. Soon, Su Yun was led by that person, accompanied by the pipa music of Spring River, Flowers and Moonlight Night, to the room she had been to before. Chao Nanshan was still sitting in his original position, but he no longer had the same aura as before. Once a person had a guilty conscience, there was no need to talk about aura. Brother Su Yun, I didn't expect us to meet again so soon. But this time, there seems to be some misunderstanding between us. Chao Nanshan stood up and looked at Chou Yun, Ling Jiling, and another man who followed Su Yun. He tried his best to make his expression less nervous. Miss Ling, long time no see. You're really getting more and more beautiful. Hee, it seems that your relationship with Brother Su Yun is also good. I really don't know what misunderstanding there is between us. Ling Jiling was the only one who didn't know what to do. I'm really sorry, Boss Chao. If there really is a misunderstanding, I hope you can forgive. I'm afraid there isn't a misunderstanding. Chou Yun said coldly to Chao Nanshan. I've been in Swang for so many years, and it seems that I've only heard Spring River Moonlight Night in your clubhouse. Chapter 302. Chou Yun sneered at Chao Nanshan, who was speaking rudely to her. Master Chao, I know you and Feng Qiansui are friends, but after the Feng family's incident, you no longer have any relationship with the Feng family. After that bastard started to make a move against the Feng family, you were the one who didn't interfere from the beginning to the end. Because you knew very well that if you helped the Feng family, you probably wouldn't be able to protect anything. Since it's already like this, do you still want to use your relationship with Feng Qiansui to pressure me? Let me tell you, it's impossible. You have no relationship with the Feng family. Chao Nanshan didn't seem to be afraid of Chou Yun. After all, he and Feng Qiansui were friends. In his eyes, Chou Yun had always been Feng Qiansui's subordinate. He didn't need to be polite to a subordinate. So what if we have a relationship? So what if we don't have a relationship? The Feng family is powerless. Why are you still talking to me? I didn't do anything wrong to Feng Qiansui. What did I do wrong to him? Of course you did wrong to him. You know whether Guogua is with you or not. Chou Yun had lost her patience. Chao Nanshan, if I didn't have solid evidence, I wouldn't have rashly come to you. After all, I also want to give you face. Because you are his old friend, I won't trouble you for no reason. Unless I'm crazy. Chao Nanshan said loudly. I think you're crazy. Chou Yun, where's the evidence you said? You said that Guogua is with me? Hee. Alright, Guogua is also a niece in front of me. I really hope that my eldest niece Feng will come here and reminisce with me. The one who wants to harm you is Green Ghost. You can't find her, but you don't look for Green Ghost. Instead, you come to me. What are you thinking? Master Chao, how can you be so hostile to a girl? Just now, your people said that you have an extraordinary temperament. Even if I shit on your head, you would still give me face and not bicker with me. Why are you blushing and glaring at Cho Yun's questioning now? Su Yun smiled and said, Master Chow, it wasn't Cho Yun who said that Guogwa was here. It was me. It wasn't Cho Yun who had the evidence either. It was also me. Chao Nanshan was rendered speechless by Su Yun's words. He wanted to raise his trembling hand, but he held it back and said, Good. Brother Su Yun, when we first met, I felt that we were fated to meet. When you asked me, I told you everything I knew. I thought that we could be considered friends. I didn't expect you to come here today and make trouble for no reason. Then tell me your evidence and let me know how I became Green Ghost's scapegoat. Su Yun closed his eyes and hummed softly to the rhythm of the pipa song. I'm afraid not many people can appreciate such elegant music, right? Master Chow, what's the name of this song? This song is called Spring River Moonlight Night. Chao Nanshan still didn't forget to show his elegant taste. Spring River Moonlight Night is a famous song in Huaxia's classical music. It's a classic in Huaxia's classical music. Its predecessor was a famous pipa solo song. Its original name was Sunset Flute Drum. Su Yun nodded. I'm afraid there aren't many people in Swang who can appreciate such classical music, right? Although Chao Nanshan didn't understand why Su Yun suddenly changed the topic, he didn't dislike it at all. Yes, not many people appreciate classical music now, but the members here are very satisfied with the song I chose. Although I don't dare to say that my personal taste is very high, I haven't heard of anyone else in Swang who has the same taste as me. As he said this, Chao Nanshan suddenly froze. Chao Nanshan, who had always been good at scheming, had a feeling that he had been lured into a trap by Su Yun. In that case, I'm afraid it can't be wrong. I've heard this pipa song Spring River Moonlight Night many times. Su Yun's expression started to turn cold. The last time I heard it was when I was on the phone with you. Chao Nanshan, even if you lower your voice, I can still hear it. If it wasn't for the pipa sound here, I wouldn't dare to be so sure. It's because of this song that I'm sure the person on the phone with me is you. This is the evidence. Chao Nanshan, if you still want to deny it, you better find a better reason. Chao Nanshan's expression changed. Brother Su Yun, if you put it that way, then it doesn't make sense. If you say that the person who played this music is the one who took the woman's phone and talked to you, then it's a completely baseless conjecture. This kind of reasoning is often not valid. Besides, although I don't know if anyone else in Swang listens to this song, it doesn't mean that they don't listen to it. Moreover, it's also possible that he deliberately played this pipa song while talking to you on the phone in order to divert your attention to me. All of these can be explained clearly. But there's one thing that can't be explained clearly. Su Yun's expression was completely cold. How did you know that it was that woman's phone that talked to me? Chao Nanshan, I'm afraid I didn't say this, and neither did they. How did you know? Chao Nanshan's face instantly turned pale. He accidentally let it slip. It was true that people make mistakes and horses stumble. Chao Nanshan, who had always been known for his caution and shrewdness, actually had a day where he sold himself out. Su Yun had been waiting for this confirmation. Once it was confirmed that it was Chao Nanshan who did this, Su Yun could no longer suppress the anger in his heart. This old fox dared to touch his woman and play tricks with him. This old fox deserved to die. In the blink of an eye, Su Yun suddenly moved and pushed the expensive rosewood coffee table. Chao Nanshan, who was sitting in front, didn't have time to react. With a bang, Chao Nanshan was caught between the coffee table and the wall. Perhaps Su Yun's strength was too sudden, so he didn't have time to react. This time, Chao Nanshan's internal organs were almost squeezed out. Seeing that there was a sudden fight, the people arranged by Chao Nanshan all rushed out from the dark. In an instant, the entire room was surrounded. Except for more than 10 people who were at the expert level, the others all showed their weapons. Seeing this, Di Jindiao hurriedly shouted, "Everyone stop! Master Chao is still in their hands." Looking at Chao Nanshan, who was almost squeezed to the point of vomiting blood, Di Jindiao was worried. However, Ma Baori, who was leading this group of people, didn't care. He sneered and said, "Jindiao, if everyone stops, how can we save Master Chao?" Di Jindiao was startled. If his arm wasn't completely broken and he couldn't lift it, he would have pulled Ma Baori over and asked him what he meant. But now, Ma Baori didn't have the intention to pay attention to him. He ordered, "Brothers, charge. Let them know that they have to listen to us in our territory. Take it easy, don't hurt Master Chow." Chow Nanshan was now squeezed to the wall. He couldn't speak at all. Looking at his painful expression, no one knew whether he wanted his men to use force or beg for mercy to save him. After all, Ma Baori wasn't like Di Jindiao. He hadn't fought with the opponent before. Even if the opponent was an expert, it wouldn't matter. After all, there were 10 third-rate experts among his men, and Ma Baori was a second-rate expert. Ma Baori, who hadn't seen a real fierce person before, was like a newborn calf that wasn't afraid of a tiger. That was why he gave such a rash order. Dozens of his underlings raised their steel blades and rushed forward. Su Yun, on the other hand, had one foot on the coffee table that was clamping Chow Nanshan's chest. He didn't even turn his head. He didn't even bother to respond to the voices behind him. "Where is he? Chow Nanshan, I don't have the patience to waste time with you. So, I don't want to ask you a second time." Chow Nanshan's chest was tight. He tried his best to breathe, but the air in his lungs wasn't enough. He didn't answer Su Yun's question. He didn't know if it was because he really couldn't speak, or because he still had a certain level of confidence in his men. Su Yun didn't even turn his head. Of course, he believed in the strength of Cho Yun and Wu Yuandong. If the two of them, who had reached the 6th or 7th level, couldn't even handle a group of small fries, they might as well not stay in the underground world. Ling Jiling's mind went blank when she saw the reflection of so many swords. This was different from a movie about gangsters. These people were using real weapons. If she was careless and got cut, it would leave a scar that would never be healed for the rest of her life. Ling Jiling was dumbfounded the moment the first 2 lackeys rushed in and swung their machetes at their heads. She was really scared out of her wits. Right now, she was like a little lamb that had strayed into a wolf's den. She felt extremely terrified of any stranger around her. Even though she knew that the people around her were very powerful, she still felt that the opponent's human wave tactic was more advantageous. However, Cho Yun and Wu Yuandong easily dodged the sharp blades. Then they casually kicked the 2 men who bore the brunt of the attack and sent them flying. The people behind them were also forced to take a few steps back. Ling Jiling didn't know if it was because of Cho Yan's domineering actions that had affected her, but she seemed to have forgotten all the terror she was feeling. She glared at the men who were eyeing her covetously. "If you don't want to live, then come at me." Su Yun really didn't know where her courage came from. Seeing Cho Yun and Wu Yuandong being surrounded by the enemy's numbers, Ling Jiling was stunned again. After the 2 fierce generals were surrounded, there was finally someone who could deal with her. Just as Ling Jiling was in a daze, a third-rate fighter suddenly came in front of her. He sneered and licked his lips. "Miss Ling, I've always wanted to play with you when I saw you on the screen. Now I finally have the chance. Hee hee, you won't refuse, right?" Chapter 303. But before the man's hand could reach Ling Jiling's body, it was caught by an iron-like hand. Su Yun's body suddenly emitted a biting cold aura. It was a kind of fear that chilled the opponent to the bone. Su Yun slowly exerted force. The face of the guy who wanted to harass Ling Jiling began to twist, and his mouth began to emit an unbearable cry of pain. But he could only watch helplessly as his fist was deformed in Su Yun's hand. He was powerless to withdraw even half an inch. Aha! Finally, when the opponent could not help but scream, Su Yun suddenly released his hand and swiftly kicked the center of the opponent's chest. A black shadow flew out and fell heavily to the ground. It struggled a few times, and then there was no more movement. Su Yun was still pushing the expensive yellow rosewood tea table with one hand, and Chow Nanshan was still sandwiched between the table and the wall, unable to move even half an inch. Ling Jiling did not dare to be careless. She hid beside Su Yun and did not dare to leave even half a step. With the example of the first person, no one dared to rashly step forward to take advantage of the situation. Seeing that the dozens of tattooed men who were brandishing knives and sticks were all about to be overturned, the 10 masters could not help but join the battle. Originally, Su Yun did not intend to take action. But he was worried about Cho Yun's condition. It was unnecessary to be injured by the opponent. After all, the opponent had 10 third-rate masters and a second-rate master eyeing them covetously. In addition, although Di Jindiao was injured, he had enough ability to launch a fatal blow when Cho Yun and Wu Yuandong were attacked from both sides. Therefore, the opponent's combat strength was also very terrifying. After all, Cho Yun and Wu Yuandong had not reached the level of a supreme master like Su Yun. After Su Yun joined the battle, the situation became one-sided. Basically, no one could withstand his attack. Su Yun did not want to waste time here. He only wanted to see RuanQingshuang and Guoguo 1 minute earlier. So he was really ruthless. Even Cho Yun was a little surprised. Su Yun's people joined the battle, and in less than 5 minutes, the whole scene could be described as a wailing field. Except for Di Jindiao and Ma Baori who were still standing, all of Chao Nanshan's men were lying on the ground, wailing and rolling on the ground. Chao Nanshan finally managed to breathe smoothly, but he was completely suffocated by the scene in front of him. Wasn't this too disappointing? Even if he didn't expect his subordinates to be able to beat Su Yun, at the very least, they should be able to hold on and create time for him to escape. As long as Chao Nanshan could escape and meet Green Ghost, then he wouldn't need to do the rest of the things. But who would have thought that Su Yun would defeat all of his men in less than 5 minutes? Not to mention fighting for a chance to meet up with Green Ghost, he was afraid that he did not even have time to call Green Ghost for help. Chao Nanshan, who was quick-witted, locked his eyes on Ling Jiling. Just as everyone's eyes were focused on Su Yun, Chao Nanshan took out the M500 revolver hidden under the sofa cushion in his room. At the same time, he did not forget to hide behind Ling Jiling and directly pointed the revolver at Ling Jiling's temple. "Don't move. If any of you dare to move, I will kill her. I am warning you. I will do what I say." Chao Nanshan's eyes flashed with a green light. He was definitely not threatening. If Su Yun and the others did not cooperate, he would immediately shoot Ling Jiling's leg. "Don't do anything stupid." Su Yun immediately raised his hands and signaled Cho Yun and Wu Yuandong to do the same. He was very clear about Chao Nanshan's current state of mind. So in order to prevent Ling Jiling from unnecessary harm, he had to listen to Chao Nanshan unconditionally. After all, the M500 revolver was an American Smith Wesson. The Wesson Company was known as the world's most powerful handgun. This handgun was also very famous in the handgun world, and its fame came from its large caliber. This gun had a 12.7mm caliber, and was capable of firing magnums. Due to the large caliber of the bullets, a normal revolver could only hold 6 bullets, but this gun could only hold 5. Su Yun had played with the M500 revolver before, so he was very clear about the kinetic energy of the bullets fired by this gun. It was twice as powerful as the famous Desert Eagle, produced by the Israeli Military Industrial Company. Its terrifying value of 3,517 joules had already reached the kinetic energy of a high-powered rifle bullet. Its destructive power could be described as terrifying, so it was not an exaggeration to call the M500 revolver a hand cannon. Of course, although this gun's destructive power was very high, it could not be compared to the Desert Eagle in a real battle. But if it was a hostage situation, it was indeed more of a threat to the hostage's safety than the Desert Eagle, which gave Su Yun a headache. Obviously, Wu Yuandong's expression froze. It seemed that he and Su Yun had a certain understanding of the revolver, or else he would not be so surprised. Perhaps Cho Yun had never used a weapon like a revolver before, so she was not too surprised. She looked a little disappointed, as if she was regretting the loss of her soft sword, Long Yuan. Long Yuan would never come back. Green Ghost had personally destroyed it in front of Cho Yun. The reason was very simple. Ever since Green Ghost had entered Suang, this sword had killed 11 of his subordinates, so Green Ghost hated this sword very much. Seeing that Su Yun and the other two had raised their hands, Chao Nanshan's heart was a little relieved, but he still hid behind Ling Jiling, using her as his shield. Ling Jiling, who had a gun on her head, had long lost the ability to resist. After all, she was in the entertainment industry, not the military or the underground world. When her life was threatened, she could not be as calm as Su Yin and the others. She could only be manipulated. As long as her life was not harmed, she would not have the energy to think about how to resist or escape. Jinsong. Baori. Chao Nanshan ordered. Di Jinsong and Ma Baori immediately understood Chao Nanshan's meaning, and quickly found iron chains. Obviously, Su Yin and the other two would definitely resist. When Ma Baori was about to tie the chain on Wu Yuandong glared at him, and was about to kick him. Chao Nanshan saw this and pointed the gun at Ling Jiling's temple, roaring, "If you move again, do you believe that I will kill her?" Brother Dong. Su Yun's endurance was stronger than the others. Seeing Chao Nanshan like this, Su Yun hurriedly signaled everyone not to move. When Wu Yuandong saw this, he could only suppress his anger, and let Ma Baori tie the chain around his body. Soon Su Yin, Cho Yun, and Wu Yuandong were tied up by Di Jinsong and Ma Baori. Only then did Chao Nanshan feel relieved, and stood behind Ling Jiling. Ma Baori, who had just lost so many people, finally regained his composure. He suddenly raised his leg and kicked Wu Yuandong to the ground. He bared his teeth and threatened, "F***ck. Didn't you want to kick me just now? Kick me. Come on, let me see what else you can do. Grandson, let me tell you, since you fell into my hands today, I will let you know what it means to beg for death. I'll let you know what it means to cry for help from the heavens and the earth." Although Di Jinsong's arm was broken by Wu Yuandong, he was quite disdainful of Ma Baori's arrogance. After Wu Yuandong fell to the ground, he stood up again expressionlessly. This was nothing to him. "Kill me if you have the guts." Ma Baori was stunned. Seeing that this guy was quite tough, he followed up with another kick, causing Wu Yuandong to stagger. "F***ck. Do you think I don't dare? I can send you to hell at any time. Come on, if you don't kill me now when I let go of you, I will kill you first." Although Wu Yuandong's voice was not loud, it was full of deterrence. With such a casual sentence, the arrogant and despotic Ma Baori could not say a word. Ling Jiling saw that Su Yun and the others were tied up like dumplings because of her and finally understood her situation. Because of her, everyone was now trapped. At this moment, Ling Jiling regretted it. She even had a terrible thought that she should have been beaten to death just now. Then she would not have implicated Su Yun. "Can you let her go now?" Although Su Yun was already tied up, she still did not have the slightest intention of condescending. Chao Nanshan snorted and pushed Ling Jiling away. He said to Ma Baori, "Tie her up too. Take them to see the person they are looking for." Su Yun's eyes narrowed slightly. "Chao Nanshan, you are finally willing to admit that Guogua is indeed with you. So what if I admit it? If you killed everyone just now, of course, I would not admit it. But now that you are tied up like this, what qualifications do you have to challenge me?" Chao Nanshan said coldly, "Young man, don't be so impulsive before you do something. Originally, I wanted to be friends with you, but now it seems that there is no fate between us. I won't hesitate to tell you that the people you're looking for were indeed brought back by me, but I provided them with good food and didn't let them suffer any grievances. Seeing that you've messed with Green Ghost, I can bring you to see them." Su Yun did not speak. He only nodded. Chapter 304. Led by Chao Nanshan and his two remaining subordinates, Su Yun could finally see the little evildoer who had caused him so much trouble. There was a wooden house in the southeast corner of the club. From a distance, it looked like a delicate landscape. However, at this moment, Ruan Qingxuang and Guogua, who had caused trouble, were locked up in the house. Ruan Qingxuang had been struggling with the entanglement in her heart for several hours. She blamed herself over and over again for not being firm in her position at the beginning. Why did she trust a stranger so easily? Even if this person knew Guogua, she should not have trusted him so easily. After all, Guogua was a child, but she was not a child. How could she not have such a basic awareness of precaution? "Mom, are you very angry with Guogua?" Guogua sensibly raised her head and looked at Ruan Qingxuang. She knew very well how much trouble her behavior had brought to everyone. "It's all my fault." Ruan Qingxuang did not have the heart to blame Guogua. "I'm just worried that your father will be anxious if he can't find us." Now that the mobile phone has been taken away by that person, I'm thinking of a way to contact your father. Guogua pouted. Mom, now you have completely acquiesced that Su-yun is your father. It's so natural to call him that. Hee, you used to say that I shouldn't call him that. Now you admit it yourself. Mom, when we see our father again, you should just get married. Now there is a popular TV series called Let's Get Married on TV. You should just adapt to the times. Guogua, you have to understand that although I'm a little older than Su-yun, I'm not a leftover woman in my 30s. Wan Qingshuang did not know whether to laugh or cry. She was just 26 years old. To put it nicely, she was an upright and elegant lady. She was not a leftover woman at all. Sigh, Mom. Women age very quickly when they reach this age. Haven't you heard? Women between the ages of 25 and 27 are already junior leftovers. Take you, Mom, for example. You're fighting to find a partner, so you're called a leftover fighter. If you're between the ages of 28 and 30 in 2 years, you'll really be the so-called leftover guest. If you are still not married to your father when you are 35 years old, you will be the fighting leftover Buddha. If you are 35 years old and Guogua is a big girl, then I will really have to call you the great leftover equal to heaven. Guogua said to herself as she counted with her fingers. If you become the leftover king when you are 45 years old, wow, I will be 25 years old by then, okay? I will become the leftover fighter. Wan Qingshuang was dizzy by Guogua's words. It was scary just thinking about it. 45 years old. Let alone 45 years old. If she really became the great leftover equal to heaven, who was still unmarried at 35 years old, it was enough for Wan Qingshuang to despair about life. Little girl, are you cursing your mother again? Wan Qingshuang was speechless. How is that possible? You are already 25 years old, and your mother is still unmarried. Impossible. Guogua nodded seriously. Mother, then you have to hurry up and do it. Think about it. Dad is so outstanding. Look. Let me analyze it for you. Do you think that Sister Wanner has the life of a nun? Of course not. Look, when Dad was not around, didn't she talk about him every day? Obviously, although Sister Wanner is stubborn, she definitely likes Dad in her heart. And Sister Xiaojiu. He has only met Sister Xiaojiu a few times, and Sister Xiaojiu has already fallen in love with him. Sister Xiaojiu admitted it herself. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so generous as to give me a big hotel. And also, we haven't seen him for a few days, and he can already hang out with Sister Jiling mother. Don't tell me you don't know that Sister Jiling is the goddess of otakus? Even I can't resist her coquettish magic, let alone Dad. I'm really worried that Dad has already lost his chastity. Wan Qingshuang was petrified. Guogua, this little girl, really knew what losing her chastity meant? But if she thought about it carefully, Guogua's words were very reasonable. Wan Qingshuang thought about it carefully. It was indeed so. In the days when Su-yun was not in Hudong City, Qin Wanner would always unintentionally mention Su-yun, and then spit twice. She would say that she was happy when he was not here, and that they were all women. Wan Qingshuang certainly knew that Qin Wanner actually missed Su-yun. That was why she even worked overtime on weekends to eliminate some of her longing for Su-yun. When it came to Tang Jiu, it was even more obvious because Tang Jiu did not hide her admiration for Su-yun in front of them. Now that Su-yun had helped their Tang family so much, it was obvious that she would be even more loyal to Su-yun. Whether Su-yun would fall in love with her or not, Wan Qingshuang was sure that Tang Jiu definitely liked Su-yun in her heart. This was just the person Guogua mentioned. And Wan Qingshuang also knew that Guogua did not mention Chou Yun. Although Chou Yun usually looked as cold as ice, and she did not listen to anyone's orders, especially the kind of indifference she had towards men, it would even make people wonder if she had a problem with her sexual orientation. But in front of Su-yun, it could be said that she was almost obedient, right? Who dared to say that this was not because Chou Yun had feelings for Su-yun? In addition, Guogua mentioned Sister Ling Jiling. Of course, Wan Qingshuang had seen Sister Ling Jiling's movies. Every movie was so fresh and lovely, she could charm thousands of men and emperors. Without a doubt, she could definitely be ranked in the top 10 of the otaku goddess list. There was also Guogua's homeroom teacher Su Xiaoran. Every time she looked at Su Yun's eyes, she would feel embarrassed, and her face would blush. Wan Qingshuang finally thought of herself. She had already fallen in love with Su Yun when she first met him. Only she knew how difficult it was for her to come to Hudong City alone. No one had ever helped her with such pure thoughts. There were indeed a few men who had helped her out in the past, but when they heard that she was a single girl, they revealed their true colors as perverts and brought up the so-called idea of keeping her as a mistress. Wan Qingshuang had experienced all these, so she was completely disappointed in men. Before she met Su Yun, in her eyes, there was no good man in the world. But Su Yun was different. After he helped her out the first time, she knew that he was different from others. That was a woman's sixth sense. She believed that her sixth sense did not lie to her. However, her sixth sense did not lie to her. Everything that Su Yun had done for her moved her. She really had the idea of marrying Su Yun, but this was not something she could marry just because she wanted to. Who knew if Su Yun was also afraid of marriage? Moreover, even if Su Yun was not afraid of marriage, did she have to consider the feelings of her other sisters? Who asked Wan Qingshuang to be so soft-hearted? Although she gave all her heart to Su Yun, she still had to consider Qinwan, Cho Yun, and Tangjiu. She was in a dilemma. Mom, you say, if you all don't dare to face your own hearts, and then you all really drag it out until you are in your 40s, then I will be old enough to marry you. At that time, I'll be old enough to get married. What if I fall in love with Dad? Guogua counted her fingers over and over again, and at the same time, she pouted and sighed thoughtfully. Dad and I are not related by blood. It is not a mess of ethics. Mom, do I also have the right to like Dad? I really feel conflicted for you. You? How old are you? What are you thinking? Wan Qingshuang was blushing because of Guogua's nonsensical conversation. How old was this little girl? She was actually thinking about marrying Su Yun. God, Wan Qingshuang really did not know how to face her own love. Godfather will always be your godfather. Do you understand? Guogua shook her head. Then why do many people call each other godfather and goddaughter, when they are obviously in a relationship with a man and a woman? Those are some corrupt people. They are all men who like the new and hate the old. They are all bad guys. Moreover, those girls are also materialistic girls. They are all with the so-called godfathers for money and material things. That is not love. Wan Qingshuang really did not understand how she educated Guogua. Could Guogua understand? Guogua grinned and laughed. Mom, look at how scared you are. Of course I understand. Those girls are mistresses. I am my godfather's baby. I am different from them. Of course, my godfather is different from those stinky men. Otherwise, Mom would not love him so much. Am I right? How could Wan Qingshuang answer this? Answer yes or no? She could not look straight at Guogua, this naughty child. They are between the ages of 5 to 12. They have great curiosity, destructive power, and plenty of time. Their nonsensical requests often make you impatient or even crazy. They are usually called naughty children. What a question. God, what did she do wrong to God to let her pick up such a cute naughty child that made her want to cry? Who said that parents love their naughty children the most? Wan Qingshuang now felt that she loved this naughty child the most. Am I right, Mom? Guogua was still asking. Wait, Wan Qingshuang seemed to hear some messy footsteps coming from outside. She suddenly reacted. Where were they talking? They weren't talking about life in their own beds at home. Now she and Guogua were still trapped in such a helpless place. No matter how much they cried, there was no response. The footsteps outside made Wan Qingshuang's heart suddenly rise to her throat. She hugged Guogua. Guogua, don't be afraid. Mom will protect you. I will never let them touch a single hair on your head. Perhaps a child's intuition was stronger than a woman's sixth sense. Guogua, who was in Wan Qingshuang's arms, actually had a flash of bright eyes. She said with a face full of expectation, Is Dad coming to save us? You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.